Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Curse of the Vampire Coast for what might honestly be the final episode, or at least it's very close to it. So we are here to burn down the Oak of Ages as revenge for the Wood Elves' constant assaults on our land, and also because if we don't kill all the Wood Elves, then it's going to feel a little incomplete. You know, we went to so much effort to wipe out all the other elves, we may as well collect the set, right? Now, obviously we got to take down the Oak of Ages, goes without saying. I'd like to burn all of Athaloran, frankly. I think that's the only way the job's going to get done and stay done, but we probably have to take over one of these regions so that we have a place to replenish, because the moment we step across the tree line here, we're going to start suffering pretty badly. We need to have friendly territory in which to rebuild. So, I think the plan is we're going to take this, obviously we're going to rename it the Queen's Glade, and then we're going to just trash the rest of this place. And while we are up here doing that, with the help of Peggy Rains, who will be joining us presently, we have some other armies that are headed down toward Khemri Town, and I think our plan of approach there is that we're going to go through Gorgazon. We'll take this over and use it the same way as a staging ground. Last time we saw Khemri, it had an awful lot of units hanging out nearby, but I'm confident with Silostra's help we can overwhelm them. First order of business, though, is getting rid of this minor Khemri navy, which has it's strayed a little bit too close to us for its own good. So let's have Madeline Gordy and her fresh recruits move up here into reinforcement range. These guys are all sailed out, so they won't be able to run or anything. And O'Bones McDonald can clean this up. Hopefully this is the last time we ever have to fight a bunch of Khemri in boats. Also, you would think that being in a boat would be this would be like a terrifying experience for a skeleton, right? Because they're not gonna float. Like if they fall out, they're just gonna sink, right? Because it's all their skeletons are treated with like obsidian and metals and stuff. I guess it's not that big of a deal. It's not like they're gonna drown. But if I'm eternal, right? I'm living forever. I don't want to go down to the bottom of the ocean. You're gonna have to find your way out. You're just going to be down there for all of eternity trying to find your way up from the ocean floor. That sounds like maybe the worst thing I can imagine, to be perfectly honest with you. I guess most Khemri are not fully sentient, right? Isn't it the case that like a lot of the minor skeletons and stuff are just sort of they're not thralls in the same way that vampire troops are thralls, but they're not like whole people. Right, it's only the well-preserved ones that have, like, actual, what we might describe as thought. I don't know. I don't know the lore that well. Well, I'm having a hard time getting these guys. This thing is causing problems. What is this? Is this a downed tree? No, it's just a weird... Huh. It's a weird, perfectly flat plane of water floating above the ground with a couple of extremely hard edges on it. That's strange. They probably should fix that. I'm playing with no mods, by the way. This is a creative assembly problem. Alright, this is that map where we want to move up slightly, right? Because, yeah, the ground's uneven. We'll just go ahead and put the artillery way at the front. Remember that the Gallows Giant does not have the range of a normal Necrofex Colossus. He's going to have to do some running. Put some... Do they have much cavalry? I should probably, like, look at their unit lineup. They have a catapult and a bone giant, so we're going to be suffering at long range a little bit. They have some cavalry, not a lot. So let's go ahead and stack up a couple of units of not exactly anti-cavalry, but perhaps cavalry-proof guys at the edges of the formation. And I guess, honestly, we don't need to spend a lot of time in setup here because we're going to have to just move everybody anyway. So we got to get up on the ridge here. We really don't. We just have to walk this far forward, right? We just want to be not in the huge depression around the lake. And that is actually quite a walk forward. Well, we have the ability to throw some crabs into the equation, so we can slow down a quick charge. I did leave Tim Fenn maybe a little bit further back than he should be, but also he's on crab back. He should be able to catch up pretty quickly. Yeah, we're just going to do that, and love to have these guys positioned such that they're not going to be blocking. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I don't know that the rest of our melee even really need to be anywhere in particular. I guess we'll put them right here. Let's run through just in case. And then we got reinforcements coming in, but I honestly don't know what we're going to do with them. Our poor lord is just eating catapult fire. Whatever. Catapults are not particularly effective against single figure units anyway. The mortars should be firing any second now. We'll buff that up a little bit. There we go. At this range, they lose, I'm pretty sure. We're gonna take non-zero damage, but we will beat them. Especially since we have a persistent heal. They have the Realm of Souls heal that'll pop a couple of times, but we can cast single target invocations all day. Especially since we have Arcane Conduit available. You know what? You should probably just walk right up here. There's no sense in you standing back there. So let's start doing that, like I'm saying. Oh, those poor guys are... they arrived before their friends. There was nobody else to take fire. I suppose I ought to use some of these abilities. Even though they're traditionally not very impressive. That might have been... I might not have led them enough there. That was actually pretty good. It's coming from this side. These guys, I'm just like not paying enough attention. Letting the Tomb Scorpion get right up on top of the range like this. You probably have to stay a little bit wary. I'm going to have these Sirens run over here real quick to head off that cavalry push. Probably going to try something similar over here, but it's going to take so long for those guys to move through the trees that I doubt it will be an issue. And let's get our extremely good depth guard up to fight this Scorpion. I'm actually going to put you on sword. If you could just distract the Scorpion for a minute, that would probably be really helpful. And yeah, I think aside from that, we're pretty good. A lot of their melee troops are running around in a direction that is not going to be very good for them. Shabti handled it. May as well do this now. Hey y'all. Turns out you have some stuff to do right this second. Welcome to the battle. I kind of forgot about giving commands to the reinforcements. To be perfectly honest, we did not need this reinforcement unit. This reinforcement army. I think this was all the way under control. This guy's going to have a hard time getting through these depth guard. I will say that I like the Tomb Scorpion a lot as a large unit that specifically is pretty good at fighting large units. Because one of the things that makes the Tomb Scorpion great, and I don't know if we'll see it, is that he has a lot of attack animations where he like dives underground or leaps around a lot. Uncovered hidden foes. Oh, they got hidden... Oh, they just have stuff. I don't care about that. Tomb Scorpions dive around a lot, and they spend a fair amount of their time not really being attackable. Which turns out to be a great way of surviving. Alright, looks like the rifles have pretty much cleaned all this stuff up. I mean, these guys are trying to run through the flamethrower. That's not going to work. So I might have the rifles... like, a lot of this under control. I might have the rifles just run forward and attack the siege crew. That was the third charge of their Realm of Souls going off that allows them to summon free Ushabti. Let's back a little bit. Crabs to help out with this stuff. I guess some help is still... Some help could be needed over here. Some help is needed and could be applied over here. Ooh, listen. Sometimes, I don't know if you noticed, probably you have noticed, I get a little cranky during the recording of the Total War Warhammer videos, and part of that is that I tend to do them very late in the day. It is often the last series that I record for a day, and I just like, I've had a whole, at that point I've had a whole entire day, and you know how you can get. You put up with a lot of the world's nonsense, and you're about ready to stop doing it for a couple hours. So today I thought, hey, I'll record Total War Warhammer first, so I don't sound like such a sourpuss during what should be our triumphant moments. And this is what you get instead. My brain's not even all the way on. It's tough. Being incompetent is tough business. Okay, everybody here who's not the Gallows Giant, just Go handle that situation. Alright, we got real crabs, we got fake crabs, we got all kinds of good stuff happening over here. You should definitely go and engage their lord in direct combat with your extremely powerful and experienced battle crab. Look at him. Look at him just walking around on his bony, tendonless feet. There's no way he survives long. You can see that we're going to need even more crabs. Boy, you guys are really going for it. I appreciate this. Oh, hey, there's dudes all up in the... Could you maybe go into melee mode and handle that? Our mortars here are recent summons. It's not a big deal if we lose them. But those guys do have to die in order for us to finish winning the battle, you know. Let's just go ahead and shoot our spooky pirate wind. And not... and cast. Hey, I would like to cast the spell, please. There we go. Looks like this is pretty much under control. Yeah, I can see the health rapidly falling over there. You lot. I don't know, get over here and fight dudes. Some units of crabs over here who can come and help fight dudes. I mean, they brought some regiments of renown and stuff. I will say this for the Khemri. They've been coming at us with some seriously unimpressive armies. But it's not like they've been half-assing it. They've been bringing regiments of renown. I truly believe they have been mounting the best forces they can against us. It's just that probably the AI Khemri have not built their buildings in a very intelligent way. And so the best they can do is getting embarrassed by us over and over again. Sometimes in battles where they have a numerical advantage, sometimes in battles that go the other way. We did lose a pretty developed unit of gun crabs there, which is a shame. And I definitely could have commanded our forces in a more coherent fashion, but as we've already determined, apparently right at this moment, coherency, not my primary strength. It's alright. I suspect that this is not going to strongly inhibit our forces. We're not really ready to go south until Silostra shows up anyway, because it is possible that there are 4 full armies of Khemri soldiers waiting for us, so we really should, when we land, we should be together and in force. So these guys down here are just waiting.
Admiral of the fleet.
Let's have you sail back to Sartosa at maximum speed. You here in Lucini can just summon some new stuff from your ship. Now, it is worth noting that we do have to get some sirens into the armies. This is a fine opportunity to do that, I guess. Let's replace the lost mortar and get a siren in place of the 4th gun crab. I do think that broadly the gun crabs are better units. I don't know if they're quite as good at killing as sirens. Sirens have some problems in that arena. I will say that the sirens could murder some, what do you call it? Morale, leadership. The sirens just absolutely murder enemy leadership. So that's cool.
Admiral of the fleet.
You need to get over here, and I'm thinking we're not going to wait for her. We're going to go claim the Queen's Glade right away. We might wait at the Queen's Glade for her.
All bones on deck.
And your job is just to make sure all this stuff stays together, because unlike most of our conquests, this stuff we actually care about. This is win the game stuff. Let's have a quick look at the objectives bar, make sure we didn't miss anything. We certainly have 10,000 infamy. What's our actual infamy value right now? Almost 71k. I can't believe I ever thought that this was going to be relevant. We do have complete ownership of Ulthuan. We have destroyed all of the High Elf factions and also Hexoatl for good measure. We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of 10 major settlements. We built our fancy buildings, we got our fancy Morgul hunters, so we just need to have more Sirens and Morguls in the armies, which obviously is a thing we can complete in a single turn at any moment. I'm not going to stress about that. We're ready, man. We are good to go. Alright, so unfortunately, Wood Elf agents wounded some of our dudes. We're going to have to get some new bodies in here. I suspect bloated corpses will not be very useful against the Wood Elf garrisons because they're, you know, Wood Elves are extremely good at shooting people. So who's actually leading the battle? Probably Will Amstrel? How on earth did it happen that Will Amstrel was the most qualified leader on this side of the battle? On this side of the war, rather. So you can see that attrition damage, it's not nothing. It's not gonna blow our, it's not gonna like completely obliterate our armies, but it would make it a real pain in the ass to like try to march around in here. And also movement in Athaloran is slow. Let's take over our glade. And we're definitely gonna manual this, even though we absolutely could auto-resolve it, because this is our first chance to see a Wood Elf garrison. They don't have walls. This is gonna be a field battle, but it's gonna be a field battle in Athaloran, and Athaloran is an environment type that we have not really seen any of. So it's mostly the garrison, right? They don't have a lot of actual fancy troops here, and this is not a top-level garrison either. But this still could be tough, and the Wood Elves are definitely the faction that we've had the most trouble with. Fortunately, we outnumber them here something like 4-1. So, brute force, as always. That's not even necessarily a Vampire Coast thing, that's an SB thing. We'll just solve the problem by throwing more numbers at it. This terrain is horrible. Oh my god, we are not well adapted to fighting in a big forest. I'm enjoying the landscape, though. Alright, focus, focus, focus. How are we gonna do this? Yeah, like, this is terrible. We can play back a little bit and rely on the artillery to draw them forward. Maybe that'll work. Like, if we set up hereabouts. Well, hold on. I want to probably a little bit more like that. Still, an approach from over here is pretty dangerous. We could split the guns into 2 parts. I don't really want to do that. Alright, we'll just put our, we'll put a dense cloud of pole arms over on this side. Put spooky dudes in the trees over here in the hopes of catching them off guard. I want these dudes just on the top of this ridge. I want them to be able to fire on both sides. So actually, let's move the pole arms over a little bit. Then normal depth guard and sirens can be over here, I guess. Try to keep morale up and receive cavalry charges. I'm going to start it like... We're not going to be able to shoot them from here. Maybe I need to start the artillery further forward? Thing is, I don't really want to start the gunners further forward. This is bad enough, because we're not going to be able to shoot at the enemies very cleanly until after they cross basically the line at the front of our... deployment zone, but it's going to be worse if we move forward. Yeah, let's just start it like this. Maybe they'll just come at us because they will be so... Oh yeah, they're totally just coming at us. Alright. So enraged about us invading their ancestral home. Oh, this is a problem. I didn't even... Yeah, that's a problem. Well, good luck, everybody. What are we going to do here? I guess the only thing to do, really, is to try to get the gunners on this side over to this edge. Because these trees provide a great break for our gunfire. Yeah, we gotta try to get to a place where we can have any kind of open shot at all. We need to take the depth guard, put them in the trees, and this is to try to break cavalry charges. Cavalry do not charge well in wooded areas. We can just try to catch them over there, or they can charge into the incoming reinforcements. It looks like a fair number of them are still headed toward the main army. I'm not sure they're going to actually send people over here if they're just trying to guard against a flank. I'll tell you what, spoiler alert, we have no intention of flanking them, nor ability. Our legs don't work well enough to flank you. Oh. Tree magic. Well, what are you going to do? They're elves. They got the tree magic. Okay, so the deck gunners are doing their thing. Ugh. And look at the range on these stupid Way Watchers. Damn competent elves. How dare you? Alright, so over here we're going to have to give some more aggressive orders, because they can just stand out of our range and shoot at us forever. I mean, the Tree Man's going to wade into combat, right? The Glade Riders never will. They have a heal on them now. Okay, let's take the crabs. Try to move up into an aggressive position here. If the Glade guys let us get close enough to fight, then we will fight. Probably that will not happen. I'm going to just move, given that it seems like they're not interested in moving many units up on us, I'm just going to move these guys through the trees. This might take a little bit to execute because we are slow at walking in the best of circumstances. Have a unit of crabs charge the Way Watchers, just like give us time to set up here. Honestly, maybe that's not even right. Maybe I just do this. Oh, those are Deepwood Scouts. Whatever. You know, the elf units. And I think I'm just going to have my Depth Guard rush the Tree Man. Along with my my Lord who is using a polearm. Because that guy's not going to try to kite us or anything. He wants to punch. Alright, over on this side. Trying to make sure that we are not allowing the arrows to just tear us apart. I don't really want to move anybody forward. I think I'm just going to let them stand there and shoot at us, as bad as that feels. Well, you see, like on this side, we can just move up and get better firing range. Those guys over there on the other side of the rise, though. Let's see how much damage we can do to them before these guys actually make contact. Surprise! It's me! The Morngulls! I mean, they're just gonna run. But the Morngulls can grab these dudes from a side that leaves them vulnerable to gunfire. This is probably an okay time to pop the shanty, by the way. Yeah, so I want to catch them from, like, right here. Trees are mostly going to get torn apart. Apparently you have to go over there and fight that guy yourself. Honestly, a bunch of these units can stop... Well, you know what? There's a pretty good chance that Wildwood Rangers actually kill these Morngulls. Probably you just keep shooting. I don't know what my plan is for dealing with those Glade Riders, because we're never going to be able to shoot them. Yeah, this is tough. Wood Elves are tough. Wood Elves are a tough composition for us. Things over here going pretty much as I would expect? No, not really. I guess I did tell the rifles to move up through that Tree Man. Alright, let's give some more explicit orders to these rifles. Because really, what I want you doing is trying to get a beat on those Glade Riders. That's going to involve moving over the hill, I'm pretty sure. But, figure it out. The Glade Riders do not actually outrange the rifles, so should be able to get in on that. You go help them with that Tree Man, because he's like, it's a lot of Tree Man. You also should shoot at archers, because Wood Elf archers. You can probably actually shoot the tree guy. I think you're probably too far back to do anything else. Alright, then we gotta keep... This is the part of the fight we actually have to be babysitting. So our Lord is going to need to throw another quick invocation on his way over to fight. And then as soon as he's engaged here, we're going to have this unit of rifles back up a little bit. Get him! Man, that's a... I'll say this. That's a big Tree Man. That's a lot of Tree Man. And their treekin are in open retreat. I'm actually fine with that. Let them go. Let's get a flank on those guys. They're not in open retreat. They're trying to catch my my dudes who are out here chasing. Alright, you just do your best to disengage. These two mortars start working on this other unit of archers, because those guys are going to break pretty soon. See, this is tricky. This is the part that's, we just don't have enough melee bodies on this side of the field. It'll help a lot once this unit of Wildwood Rangers finishes breaking. I see the Morngulls are all dying. Okay, and they're not standing far enough back in the trees that we can't shoot at them, but they are standing far enough back that we're not hitting them much. Please let that actually stop them from decaying. Yeah, there's some parts of this battlefield where guns are just going to have to... Riflemen are just going to have to hold enemies. Not a lot we can do about it, unfortunately. You should probably just try to get what shots you can here. I'm hoping that the high ground will allow them to fire down. Okay, I think we got him. Look at that. You would think that they would defend their ancient magic ancestral forest home to the death. But they just let a couple thousand bullets get them down. It's an embarrassment, I tell you. This is why control of land should never be left to the living. You just can't trust them. Anybody who has free will and an ability to make their own decisions makes a terrible soldier. We'll say this, an embarrassing percentage of this army survived. We didn't do any damage to their branch wraith at all. Well, whatever. I think he just waded into into the rifles and then spent the entire battle pulping guys, and we didn't even try to stop him, really. My individual soldiers are worth so little to me that when something like that happens, I'm just like, okay, that unit of rifles is a melee unit now. A unit of melee rifles. Alright, so we gotta take this one over. Hooray, we now control the province of this one tree. And we killed some dudes. Okay, wow, that's a... Boy, that's a lot of building slots. Why does that have so many... Man, I forgot how good being a wood elf is. Alright, well, we're gonna need some basics. Obviously, also, Dead Pirate's Totem. We cannot build a garrison building, but the settlement itself... Jeez. The settlement itself does not have that good of a garrison. Wow, when you upgrade it, it has a Terrorgeist, though. I don't know, build basic recruitment structures? We have a lot of money. I may as well put stuff in these slots. Okay. It turns out, when we level this thing up to level 5 and unlock the other 3 building slots here, we literally won't have enough buildings to put in them. We can't fill them all. Wood elves over here living easy. No wonder they have all this time to come and hunt us. One of these things gives movement range, right? We're going to need that. Movement range in Athaloran is artificially depressed, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely get within enforcement range. You can see, even in the province we own, we're still suffering significant attrition damage. It is not easy to live in this forest. In camping, however, reduces our attrition damage to 0 and lets our good replenishment kick in. So this is why we needed to own one of these. How do you can totally rename these. Here we go. Here's something I almost never do. Obviously, it's the Queen's Glade. Don't be ridiculous. What king? Orion? Come on. You seen that guy's hat? He's no king. No kind of king I would follow wears a hat that's made entirely out of tree branches. It's just embarrassing. What, do you guys not have gold where you come from? Alright, so I think we're good for the moment. That was a pretty productive turn. Honestly, we're probably going to be able to hit the Oak of Ages next turn with the armies we have there. I'm just debating whether we want to wait for Peggy, because she is so much more capable as an army leader than the 2 jokers we have up in the forest now. But honestly, if it's just one garrison, it's just one army and the garrison, maybe we just go for it. It does feel appropriate, though, for Peggy to actually lead the charge, since she's the one that's been having to run up and down the coast of the island fighting wood elves for 200 turns. Yeah, we're gonna wait for Peggy, because Peggy's the one who should start it. Peggy Rains, Tree Surgeon, Elf Slayer, General, all-around terrifying pirate badass. Oh, I totally forgot about Miss... You know what? That's a problem. Right, we gotta summon an army. We might lose Misnar and then have to retake it. And we do have to take it, right? It is actually part of our victory objectives. That's fine. That's not a big deal. We have the income right now that we we have enough income definitely to afford putting that army together. vampires are moving over to reinforce their western settlements and stuff to make sure that if I suddenly turn on them, they have some ability to put up a fight. But they do not understand how tiny, how insect-like, how far beneath our notice they truly are. I suppose it is possible they could just redeclare war on us at any time. We have we have peace, but you can't trust the AI to hold a contract. Oh, really? They fled the Oak of Ages. They really want me to go over there and take that right this second. It just wouldn't be right, though. Maybe we could run up and try to hit the crag halls of Findal, try to burn that army before Peggy arrives, so that she can walk in and perform her foul deed without being harassed. I imagine the Oak of Ages has a pretty good garrison. That's right, I was going to be pressing fast forward more, so that we don't have to watch all of these random navies sail around. Alright, well, let's start this turn by putting together a solution. That's all I want. First thing we do here is... in Torquawali, recruit a lord. Oh, Burke Black's available. I'm gonna have... I'm going to prepare Rich Nut for these vampires. I just can't... I can't, and it's not my fault. You can all see it. You can see what I'm talking about. We're going to just do some of this. Get a turn of normal recruitment. We have a pretty good raised dead pool in this province. Oh, I should get a mortar. We can pull the other mortar from the raised dead pool. Okay. So they might attack Misnar this turn. I mean, Misnar has a pretty big garrison. It's not like it'll be an easy kill. You and Spirit Leech might actually be useful against them. Hunger would probably be a good thing for you to have. Okay. Alright. He's ready. He's ready to handle it. Down here...
Admiral of the fleet.
Sorry, Madeline. Thanks for keeping the army warm, but apparently...
Good understudy.
Apparently Burke Black is back, and he is ready to take over.
Of the fleet.
Okay. First things first, Peggy needs to move as far as possible. Alright, she'll hit the forest soon. For some reason, her movement last turn was extremely constrained. I guess these trees are really, really dense. I do appreciate that the von Karstein spent so much time prepping this land for us. Makes it so much easier for me to move around safely.
Do not make mistakes.
Alright, she really needs to get some melee units. What she needs are sirens. So, okay, she'll be able to summon sirens next turn. I think we're cool here. We don't really need to upgrade any buildings, but also we have a huge amount of money. Not really any reason not to upgrade the buildings. What we really need is to upgrade Lucchini, but that is unfortunately not an option. Lucchini, we could lose, though. If it came right down to it. We don't have to control Miragliano's province, we just have to control the city itself. Alright, over here, we are headed for Gorgazan. I should probably not move her first, because she has like a ton of movement. We have to make sure that everybody can move pretty much together.
The sea knows my fate.
And yeah, I'll just let Lucchini sit empty. If it gets taken, it gets taken. I'm not too worried about it. We have a 50-point population surplus. That's how long it's been since I built a building in these armies. I want her to stop short, because we can go into flagship expansion and actually still upgrade these, right? Yeah. What is she still... What could we still do here? Well, I could lower her upkeep even more. We could work on this like we're ever going to hire a Terrorgeist. It would be, you know, it would be cool to see a Terrorgeist, I suppose. It's definitely not... Part of the reason I've never bothered to build them is that they're not, like, a very unique unit, and also I've had not great experiences trying to use them with the vampires. This is extremely not necessary. You know, I don't actually have to fill this slot. But it does feel a little silly not to. Alright, fine. I will construct a melee building. Twist my arm. You got me. So these buildings have what we need in them. I would like the extra movement range, if we get that going. Extra replenishment rate. You reduce your upkeep even more. Okay. So next turn, we're going to make landfall. I don't know that we'll be able to attack Gorgazon, because getting up onto land might eat all of our movement, but we are certainly close.
He brings death.
Jump back over here, make sure, yeah, Billy's coast is still clear. He could go and take the Poxmarsh. The moment we leave the the moment we leave the Star Tower, I'm concerned that all the Khemri are going to show up again, but I guess they're pretty busy, huh?
All bones on deck.
Yeah, we should probably go get that. Alright, Adley's where she needs to be. Will Amstrel's where he needs to be, and yeah, we are definitely just waiting here. We could make it to the Crag Halls of Findal. They actually have a force the same size as ours, though. That's not how I like to fight. Okay, we'll wait until we are overwhelming. Well, that's an awkward place for you to have reappeared, Jim. It would be nice to have you over with the team.
On deck.
Viola can just wait. How do we... Hold on. Isn't that how you do it? Okay. She probably won't respawn before the end of the game. I think. Okay, we have no meaningful rights available. This lasts for 10 turns? Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and shoot that off. 10 turns of bonus replenishment rate, I think will carry us through the end of the game. They are moving into position. They do not want us making landfall here. They brought their Regiment of Renowned Necrosphinx. Armored, armor-piercing, anti-large, causes terror. All this causes terror stuff would be a lot more effective against other factions. Other factions who are not immune to fear and also, you know, all thought. Who are you? He has declared war on me. You know what? No, Exiles, I got this. You don't have to be a part of this one. The wrath of Lustria is unleashed, apparently. Isn't Lustria that continent that I own all of? I guess that's a pretty good reason he might be cross with us, actually. He just didn't know us before we sent a pirate over to him to dig up treasure. Like, Magritta might fall to the Dreadfleet. That's right, the Dreadfleet is still at war with the Von Karsteins. Maybe we should hit Zandri. I'm just thinking, if we could wipe out all those skeleton armies, it might make things a little bit easier on us. I was going to Gorgazon because Zandri's across the river from Khemri. I didn't want to have to deal with negotiating the river. I guess we can hit Gorgazon. They'll come to us, I bet. I hope 3 armies is enough. I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to handle the situation in Athaloran. And honestly, once the situation in Athaloran is handled, we could probably bring a lot of those armies down south if they were needed. I'm hoping that the game will have resolved itself by then. But I am a little worried that we are maybe underprepared for the Khemri. Because they really have a lot of troops sitting around. Because they can have a lot of troops sitting around. You doing on my lands, Isabella? Oh, she's gonna probably claim Tobaro since we left it empty. Yeah, fine by me. And at this point, we can probably fast forward. Nothing else that's going to happen here is going to be directly relevant to us. Oh, well, maybe the Wood Elf stuff. Can I click it back to normal speed? Is that even a thing that I can do? Here we go. We should probably watch what the Wood Elves do. Okay, failure to block army. Probably not super relevant. My guess is we have... we're going to do one more turn of moving Peggy Rains before we're actually ready to go. So, even if we did get blocked here, we could just sit and wait for it to expire. Now we can definitely fast forward again, though. Oh, it is... Man, it's hitching real bad. Okay. There we go. You know, there are actually still a couple of rogue armies over in our original jungle homeland. that are at war with us, I believe. But they just haven't... They've never done anything. So, who cares? Yeah, those guys are just sitting there. I mean, they just declared war on us, but, I killed some of them, but I don't think I killed all of them. No, I never got around to killing, Mangle Manhide. He's just been slowly dying in the vampire mists. Well, whatever. I mean, if they want to be irrelevant, I'm fine with that. Okay, so I think we have enough movement here. Yeah. We have enough movement to grab all the stuff we need out of the raised dead pool and then just go for it. How many rifles are there? 3? Take all of those. That'll get us to 16. And then we just need some filler... I mean, I say filler. They should still be competent. But we just need some filler bodies at this point. We've had some good luck with the dogs against certain forces. I don't know that this would necessarily be the right one for that. Does that army have flyers? It has some bats. Yeah, this doesn't look to me like a force that would be great to use dogs against.
The seas are mine.
I guess we could use our dogs to stop their dogs. But maybe I'm best off just grabbing normal melee. Or like the unit of bombers and a unit of melee. Or the unit of bombers and a bloated corpse, because bloated corpses are actually really good against vampires. Okay. Let's go and have at them with the aid of the 17-unit Misnar garrison. They got nowhere to run, so I can't imagine that this is going to result in anything other than an epic battle. A grand corpse-on-corpse free-for-all. This might be the last time we have a major fight against vampires. So even though this is a battle I would, the last video or the video before, definitely have auto-resolved, let's go ahead and do it on camera. This is, we're definitely having one more episode here. But I think it's reasonable. I think it's reasonable to give all of our enemies their last hurrah here. So, 3 units of bats. Something we have to watch out for. I think we determined that the bats lose in melee to the rifles. Is that right? That might, you know what, those might have been more leveled up rifle troops. But we do actually have some melee buffs that affect our rifle units. I think in the skill tree there was a melee defense for gunnery mobs or something buff that we picked up. I don't know, they're not terrible. And bats are. Bats are truly horrible units. Really only suited to fighting artillery crews, and even then there are some artillery crews that will beat the bats. So where do we want to do this? Our reinforcements are up here, which makes me want to set up on the high ground. I like how flat it is down here, but yeah, we probably ought to set up on the high ground. And I guess we'll just, just try to give ourselves room. They come out of the trees a little bit close to us there. If I put these guys here, we do not quite reach. Alright, we might have to engage in some shenanigans to get them to actually come forward. But once they do, we have them. And I said, like, oh yeah, we should give our enemies our last hurrah. To be clear, the reason we are doing this is to embarrass them. We are going to badly embarrass them one final time. This is for me, not them. Alright, so we're ready to respond to stuff. We use the crabs as charge breakers and then have the pole arms show up. Pole arms are better at breaking charges, to be clear. Like, that's not... I'm not having the crabs break the charges because they're best at it. I'm having them do it because I want our polearm units to be alive and healthy for the fight. And the bloated corpse is just gonna, literally just gonna run straight at them probably while making gross boomer noises. You know, if you've ever played Left 4 Dead 2, you know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of, like, glorping sounds. Let's see if we can get those Blood Knights to charge forward. Wonder if I can get them to respond to my presence here. Go, little dude, go! Well, little's maybe not the right word. Man, that is actually a really gross unit. Hey, Blood Knights, I'm in the open, I'm exposed. I'm doing my best to cut them off, that's not gonna work. Whatever, go kill this Graveguard then, I guess. Now, the worst version of this is I get caught by one of those units. The explosion won't do enough damage. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, just before he would have gotten into explosion range. That's a crying shame. Alright, let's command some of these reinforcements. We have some flying pistol cavalry. I'm gonna have these guys get up here. Once the bats are done for, we can have them shoot into the enemy flanks, which will be great. Rifles up. Bloated corpses, I don't actually know what to do with you. Just get over here and I'll figure it out. The mortars probably don't need to get much further forward. Honestly, even that's pretty far. Right, because look at their range. They're already in front of our gunners. They just need to move up and turn a little bit. And then all the rest of these melee units. I don't know. Just kind of get over here and I'll give you orders when you're in a position to receive some orders. Alright, we don't have access to very much magic. But we can certainly, like, soul leech their lord. I'm gonna have our lord run over to meet them so that we can soul leech that guy over and over again. It looks like they're trying to go all the way around. They think that they can just skirt my crabs, which is not going to work. Yeah, the uneven ground here really sucks, but we can use the crabs to block charges without preventing fire entirely. As is always the case with the vampire army, killing the lord is of pretty high importance. Okay, let's... Hey, guys. Can't help but notice there's a lot of bat shooting going on, and I understand where you're coming from on that, but those are blood knights, and they're driving directly at you. You know what? Let's try to kill their bats with our bats as quickly as possible. You guys should probably move up a little bit, because I think you are going to be needed shortly. Throw bombs at the blood knights, and yeah, everybody else just keep firing. For some reason, their bats are considering... Okay, getting into melee with the crabs and my lord and stuff. Seems like a pretty bad play to me, but what do I know? Okay. Well, somehow we still took a charge. Trying to knock the rest of these bats out. We're definitely going to have to move some of these guns around. Alright, so we managed to stop the Blood Knights before their charge actually got into the rifles. But what are we going to do with these rifles? Because at this point, they're pretty far outside of optimal positioning. These sirens might actually be best used here, because I think these bats are going to try to drop on the artillery. And I don't know what to do with these bloated corpses. They might not be useful anymore. Have this guy run that way and this guy run this way. The problem, you know, obviously once the melee are engaged with our melee, it's pretty dangerous to throw explosions at them. And yes, I'm aware that that's a little funny coming from the guy who relentlessly shells his own troops with mortars. So you guys, I mean, I guess there's still stuff coming forward for these guys to shoot at. Yeah, maybe we don't need to move the rifles too much. Let's see if I can get my lord to come back and finish off these crypt ghouls, but while you're doing that, make sure you continue to leech the spirit. I think those blood knights are probably done for pretty quickly here. Okay, that is exactly why we pulled them back. Oh lord. Please don't touch that Vargulf at this moment. I think those Blood Knights are looking like they're in pretty poor shape. Right here, I think we actually do have a target for the Bloatman. Okay, the good news is we just gained a bunch of competent melee troops. Everybody's showing up, finally. Let's just hurl some chaff up here. You guys try to get away from those ghouls. The ghouls are a little sticky. I don't know if that's going to work. Part of the value of the ghouls is that they have poison, which does affect movement speed, if I'm not mistaken. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to back you guys up while having you guys fire. Hopefully, even if we can't get back away from them, we'll draw them forward enough that they'll get shot to death here. They're going to need some help holding these guys in place. Honestly, you know what? I'm going to have him charge over. You guys just get nearby. Don't actually engage yet, because I don't want you to get murdered by the explosion. Because it won't do terrible things really to our crabs in the same way that it doesn't really do terrible things to enemy heavy cav. And these guys back here. Doing my best to give you guys a way of backing out of combat. Their lord just ran back over here so we can soul leech him again. Never stop soul leeching. Okay, it looks like we got a pretty decent explosion off there. Keep killing bats. Get him, deckhands. Alright. You guys are pretty much incompetent at everything other than being in the way. But this is your moment. This is when being in the way is the best thing you could be. Just got to keep the bats off of them so that they can stay focused. Look at this. Look at this crypt ghoul just fleeing openly. Vampire troops don't retreat. What's this? That guy's faking it. That guy is pretend undead. Okay, for some reason the Fellbats decided they wanted to fight some melee troops. I'm fine with that. Who pretends to be undead? What a bizarre decision. Okay, I think we got him. Yeah, there go the bars. Yeah, alright, that was fun. They gave it their best. With any luck, the final battle with vampire troops. Thoroughly embarrassed one final time. Thank you, Valak Jaeger. Jaeger? Jaeger. I don't know why I pronounced that like it had a hard J. Listen, this is not even a real name. Are all the vampires Germanic? Because, like, the old world roughly corresponds to Western Europe, right? And the Empire is supposed to be the Holy Roman Empire or something. My knowledge... Here's the problem. My knowledge of Warhammer Fantasy lore is spotty, and my knowledge of European history is spottier. So I'm trying to understand the relationship between two things that I functionally know nothing about. If you told me the Holy Roman Empire was supposed to be the Ottomans, I'd go like, huh, okay, I mean, that doesn't... Alright, sure. There's one thing I cannot tell you is who the Ottomans were. Let's, yeah, just jam some troops in there, go after them. This is an auto-resolve. Goodbye. You have exhausted my patience, Jaeger. Hey, cool, another guy for the, office system. Are we full? We are not full. Congratulations. You've been promoted to Beastmaster. And then he's just gonna sit there, I guess. There's nothing else really for him to do. I suppose this isn't really the best position for him to sit. Whatever, it's fine. We are unlikely to be disturbed again.
Of course.
So yeah, this is what I was talking about. We're just barely gonna be able to get up on land. Here on this voyage of the damned.
Rumfels favors this one.
Ah, jeez. Yeah, I guess I was doing this with you. I don't even... actually, you don't cause terror. Maybe it would be a good idea for you to cause terror. Not even because I think he needs to cause terror, but because if he causes terror, he's also immune to terror, because that's how the game works. And if we're fighting, you know, necrosphinxes and stuff, that's pretty useful. I would like him to be immune to terror.
Not this officer.
No, you won't get up on land? Is that really... Do it. Just get up on land. Okay, there we go. We've arrived.
Madams, I lost a dear friend.
Quick, dig for treasure. Aw.
The seas.
You know what? I don't know how much time we really have left here. Let's just finish it. We're just going to take this through the end of the game. When I say I don't know how much time we have left, I meant how many more minutes of our time it will take to finish the game. But what I do have right now is time. Like I can afford to just keep playing. So we'll do that. We'll just keep playing. Get some dudes to fill the army up. Do we want to buy any more final ship upgrades? More upgrades! Let's really trick this ship out. You don't need upgrades. Actually, this would be good to have. Extra movement range is always good. And the ability to summon Necrofex Colossi is always good.
All bones on deck.
Boy, it sure does seem like she's thinking about declaring on us again, doesn't it? She better just be headed to Tobaro. Or honestly, she might be headed off to fight Count Noctilus. Either one of those things is fine by me.
Admiral of the Fleets.
So yeah, Peggy makes it. Let's go in normal move mode so that I can change things up here. So I want Peggy to be in front of the other units. There we go. I want her to be in reinforcement range in front of the other units and not accidentally trying to exchange troops with them. Okay.
All bones on deck.
So at the beginning of the next turn, we are in position to take the Oak of Ages. We have all of our bodies and everything. The Oak of Ages has an 18-unit garrison, and Durthu is sitting in there with another 20. What does the garrison on the Oak look like? Treeman, Treekin, Blade Riders. So actually, not a lot of melee troops, or not a lot of ranged troops. A lot of Glade Riders with poison bows, though. That's dangerous. All right, that'll be a suitably large battle. Yeah, Will's good. Jim is desperately sailing south. I mean, sorry, Jim. You're not going to get there in time, and I don't want to command you every turn. Our lords have moved. I think we are ready here. Lucchini... Oh, Lucchini does have the population now, actually, to upgrade, so... Let me cancel superfluous upgrades. I guess there's a thing we actually need to do. Yeah, it would actually be really good if that had a garrison. Over here, we don't need to do anything. Actually, if I canceled this upgrade, I like the upgraded beast building a little bit more. So let's see how many Khemri armies move up to defend Gorgazon. Because if we're able to take a bunch of them at the unwalled settlement, that'll make our push after this much easier. If this episode balloons out to 2 hours or something, that's okay right now. I have time for that. We have a couple of great big battles up ahead. And I'm looking forward to them. We've earned these great big battles. Boy, that sure is a lot of skeletons. Oh, they're just going for it. They want to do this right now. They're going to bring 4 armies, including Setra himself. Well, then I guess we're doing it. This is a big one. Alright, I should make sure our banners are actually equipped. Flame attacks, and frenzy, and bonus leadership. Of course, they attacked Burke Black's army, which is the army that is least powerful. Well, that's the smart way to do this. So, I expect to suffer some losses. What are we looking at here? An awful lot of missile chariots for some reason. That's weird. 3 Khemri Great Bows, 3 Bone Giant Great Bows, 2 Hyro Titans. I don't think we've seen them use Hyro Titans yet, have we? I think these units are extremely cool. And some big monsters. This is an interesting army. If they choose to use their missile chariots to charge us, we actually could be in a little bit of trouble. But if they try to use them as mobile archers, they're just going to get torn apart. King Ratik's army is a little bit less dangerous. It's a lot of foot slug and melee troops. King Foktum has some stuff I care about. I'm a little worried about all the great bows and the catapults and whatnot. What school of magic is Burke Black? Okay. That's a shame. Not the Healy school. Is McDonald? No, McDonald's Deeps. We don't actually have a vampire lore caster over here. Oh well. That's a bit of a shame. This is definitely going to be a battle where outlasting would be powerful. So the Hyro Titans are powerful units. They have a bound spell. But other than that, they're going to want to get in melee range to attack us. So hopefully we'll be able to shoot them down. We're going to take a lot of damage at range, though. It seems like the Bone Giants have a lot of ammo. I don't know. I don't remember how much ammo Khemri Great Bows have. It may be the case. Yes, I know they're the Drowned. Which army is which? I need to know whether we need to run over here to catch Silostra or not. Yeah, but I'm not sure if the Khemri Great Bows actually, or the Ushabti Great Bows, have great ammo, so it may be the case that we just let them shoot themselves out. These crabs will be over here, I guess. Try to be in position to combine with whichever one of our armies comes in first. But you really shouldn't just say the Drowned. It should tell you which army is coming in from which direction. It's interesting that they only have 2 reinforcement things when they have 3 reinforcement armies coming in. As maybe 2 of them are right on top of each other. Okay. This is Silostra coming in this position. That's actually pretty interesting. That is what I would have preferred if I had gotten to choose. So, we're not really in the positions we want to be to take advantage of her army. I'm not sure whether I want to move my mortars much, though. They're so slow. I think I want to just try to get these guys stretched out over a wider area. You know, increase the surface area of the gun line. Get as many of those guns in firing positions as possible. Now, have these guys charge straight up to meet up with Silostra. These 3 units of crabs kind of head over this way. This is actually really beneficial for us, because we're effectively going to get to 2v1 them for a little while before their reinforcements show up. Now, Khemri units are not as slow as ours are. It's not going to take as long for them to reinforce as it would take us, but it will take them a little bit. And I'm hoping that Silostra starting right on top of them means that we're going to be able to crush some of these Bone Giants and Great Bows. So who does not have move forward orders? I didn't actually tell my Lord to go anywhere, but he definitely needs to. In fact, he kind of needs to just go, like, all the way forward. And if I leave the mortars in approximately this position, they're not going to be useful. They have to move up. Yeah, I think that's the case. Okay.
My soul is aflame.
Silostra and Robert have come. It's time. Oh, Burke probably... Oh, no, that's right. Burke Black did not get Arcane Conduit.
Britannia!
So we are definitely just charging in. Oh, that's right. I forgot how this works. It doesn't bring one entire army in. It brings all the armies in at the same time. But when we hit 40 units on the field, it's going to stop bringing stuff in, which means we're not going to get the Queen Bess. It's going to bring in 10 units of this army and 10 units of this army and then stop. And once that's happened, we're not going to be able to use any summon spells. We'll still be able to summon Silostra's Ghost Knights, but we will not be able to bring in the crabs off of either of the deep casters until things start dying. That actually really sucks, because not having the Queen Bess available for the entire battle is going to really hurt our damage. We're going to lose a lot of people here, probably. I think, like, definitely, actually. Alright, well, Silostra and Robert probably have to get in there and start making stuff happen immediately. We have got to get damage on the Great Bows, if we can. We have a lot of cannon abilities, but I don't know that they're particularly relevant here. I guess we can catch the reinforcements with them, because the main army doesn't have anything that's going to be actually taking damage from these. There, and hope. Remember, we can only have one cannon ability out at a time, so we have to let stuff resolve. What I'd really love to do here is get the tornado off on some of their bow units.
Charge, you fools!
Paladin of Britannia!
We're going to summon the first bows too, so that's the bound spells from the Hydra Titans. Okay. But they're not summoned enough to get orders yet. That's a shame. This is where I want this. And that's not about damage, it's about the enrage. I'm just trying to get them to move out of position and stop shooting at us. Yeah, the fact that Silostra's army came in the north is going to be such a big help. It really is going to make a huge difference. Can we kill Chariot Man? That would be really good for us. If we get rid of Cetera quickly, really damage this unit's morale, this army's morale, that would be really strong for us. You guys definitely have to just like charge at them as much as possible over here on the side. Waiting for all of this good stuff to get involved. Actually, these crabs should probably be taking a more direct path. He should be headed for Cetera to try to do some damage. And I might have Silastra turn around and just kill him. I want to get her into their ranged, but okay, I want to make sure that all the summoning finished. Come on, guys, go, go, go. It really didn't do anything. It certainly did not cause them to start rampaging. Potentially sacrificing some very developed units here. Holy crap! I looked away for like a split second. How hard did she hit him? Okay. Silastra. And she's taken some serious damage already. He hit her back, but criminy. Alright, so do we want to try to fight the archer chariots, or do I want to just run through them and keep harassing the ranged? And like these guys can catch incoming melee and just hold them back too. Gosh, we have a lot of units to run here. This is this big epic battle I was looking for. Because we can shoot at the chariots, right? Even if I run after them, how fast are they? They're probably pretty fast, right? 80 to our 50. But their range isn't awesome. It doesn't even show the range of my units. 90 on the card versus 140. So they could kite us from outside of our gun range. Yeah, let's try to commit you guys as deep as possible. We'll see if the chariots want to get engaged in melee or not. If they do, I think it'll probably work out pretty poorly for them. I'm just going to keep this noise up because it seems to be slowing them down. And then, yeah, we didn't get many of Silastra's rifles either. Silastra's army is getting very held down by the unit limit. Let's just move forward to like here, set up your gun line. Will is going to want to, I guess, stay with the gun line. We need the sirens to try to get in. We're definitely going to suffer over here. Like, this is not going to be easy. I'm hoping Robert can handle those guys all by himself until backup arrives. Because it's going to be a minute, right? We don't have bodies coming in particularly quickly. Okay, all these units over here got to where I wanted them to go, and it turns out that the battle is unfolding a little bit further away than I had anticipated. So why don't you guys keep pushing up? Yeah, we're not going to get to gunline very hard anytime soon. There's going to be a lot of setup in this battle. You guys could, I guess, just head for right here. By the time they arrive, the situation will be pretty different. We'll have a better idea of what we actually need from them. You three. Yep, okay. Everybody in, basically. Nobody gets to stand around and watch. This is a let's all fight on the hill until we're all dead kind of battle. I mean, we showed up dead, but you know what I mean. Alright, let's go kill a Tomb Scorpion. His morale is immediately gone. It's like, no, I didn't mean it, I'm sorry. Yeah, geez, Silastra killed Cetera instantly. And Robert is crushing these dudes.
Victory is assured.
Alright, I'm gonna have him pull out. I don't want him to get surrounded and lost. He's such a big part of our combat prowess. Have him charge the Hyro Titan. We keep an eye on Silastra because we definitely got to make sure that we are arcane conduiting as much as possible. She is our sole source of additional wins, and we're going to need a lot of wins of magic. I'm pleased with how much we've managed to break down... Oh, they have a second Scorpion right there. I didn't even notice. Yeah, I'm pleased with how much we've managed to negate the danger of their extremely big shooty units. How quickly, as well. Alright, you need to get up the hill. The melee are coming in, and we should greet them with the black sun. Sorry, the purple sun. That's a pretty black sun, though, in my defense. That's right. Oh, Bones McDonald doesn't have Arcane Conduit, but, wait, no, Burke doesn't. Oh, Bones McDonald totally does, yeah. You guys should be able to deal with King Fucked him here. I would say that by charging right into them, he's really earning his name. When Tomb Kings make a mistake in battle, they always say, I really fucked him up. Everybody just needs to get further in. I keep saying, yeah, you know what, by the time we get over here, they probably will have arrived. I think I was overestimating the movement speed of these Khemri units. This is a problem, though. The hill is gonna present an issue for my rifles. How many units of fast-moving troops do we have incoming? It looks like they're kind of low on real chariots. They have archer chariots, but I don't think they're going to use them effectively. Basically, what I'm thinking is maybe we can have some units come over here and try to catch people as they're coming in as reinforcements. Maybe even this many? Set them up like there? That's way more aggressive. But the problem we've been having so far is that my positioning is not aggressive enough. Oh, wait, who's the last guy who was part of that move? You. These gunners are going to need... And we're going to have to fire uphill. The problem... I don't have a problem firing uphill. The problem is that when you stand here, you can only hit things that are as close as that. Anything that's here or further back is essentially immortal. Let's have them come in. You know, we still actually need a lot of shots on these guys. Whole arm depth guard on the giants. The giants aren't even doing a very good job of killing our sirens, because while they have magic damage, it's on their bows. Their melee attacks seem to be non-magical. Yeah, their ammo is magic, but their melee attacks are not. So as long as they're not firing, they're not really doing any damage to the sirens. You guys get up and block some Tomb Guard, and in fact, we can give you a little bit of an assist with that. Celestra is murdering Tomb Scorpions. Remember that the lower the magic meter is, the slower the magic meter flows into our active pool. So part of the reason I'm not like casting a ton is that I'm trying to keep that number from getting too, or that meter from getting too far down. We will have more total magic if we try to keep the meter medium to high the whole battle than we will if we burn it down, even though we will fill the meter the same amount over the course of the battle. Alright, keep killing their giant stuff. That goes for you guys as well. Keep killing their giant stuff. I kind of wish that there were tactics buttons like that. Like you say, you could give your units an order to just hunt enemy large units. Oh wow, we've almost broken the morale of some of their stuff over here. They just really, really don't want to get shot with giant cannons anymore. I guess I can understand where that comes from. These are all archer chariots. Like I said, I don't expect them to put up much of a fight. Yeah, I guess we're just going to have a lot of this fight on the other side of the hill. We're breaking down their melee now, or breaking down their large units now. But once that's done, we're going to be over the hill, and we're going to have to get our gunners over the hill, and that's just how it's going to have to be. I would really like it, actually, if he could focus on one of the lords. And then, what's the deal with these mortars? Are they out of range? Are we outranging them by fighting this far forward? We totally are. Okay, well, that's fixable. Turns out they're faster than I thought they were. I'm going to hold off on the Night Summon for the moment. I don't know that we need it. We can throw some grenades. Should probably do that. I think he can arc the grenade over the hill. Right?
Legendary Paladin!
Did he throw it? Was that it? Yeah, he just missed real bad. What about those guys? Okay, yeah, he's not really throwing that where I told him to. Alright, so that's... Is that the first charge of their army heal? I think the Khemri could have given us as much trouble as the Wood Elves did on some occasions, if they had just built their armies a little bit better. I kind of hesitate to say better. I probably should say if they built their armies differently. But honestly, it really is, like, it would be better to have built them in a way that was useful. You guys have orders. I don't know what to do with you. I'm gonna add you to this line over here. This is going, honestly, we're probably going to need some of this stuff, right? We're probably going to need to actually give ammo to gunnery units. I think that is a thing that's going to happen in this battle. We're just going to run out of bullets. So one of their lords is down. This is Lord 2. This is Lord 3. They're going to be out of lords soon. And they didn't bring a lot of other types of characters, so they won't have a lot of, like, if we can get rid of King Sekera, I think that's their last character. So they'll be out of leadership auras. This is definitely a battle where we're going to be able to just break them down through leadership over time. Increase your weapon damage. Get him. Get him good. It's close. They are close.
Honor and duty.
Don't think we want to use the tornado again just yet. You know what? Maybe I do want to just get the knights out. Because there are these great bows standing here actually getting to fire. I don't care for that. That's not okay with me. Okay. That guy's down. Robert, you are out of there.
Right away. Chaplain dogs. Moving about.
Robert needs to go hunting. That's charge number 2. I love the two of these guys getting to, I love the fact that we're finally getting to bring all of our cool army stuff together. They are trying to use the archer chariots to charge now. I think that's probably a really good move on their part, because disrupting my gun line is maybe one of the best things they could do, but I think they may have waited too long. That guy's in terrible shape. Let's see if we can get this one gunnery crew to turn on him. So we're going to have to fold it in a little bit here. They're fine. Are we... Okay. Artillery fire is going in. They are close enough. So every time we lose a unit, another unit is going to come in off the sidelines. So we got to keep an eye on that. Oh, I definitely need to keep singing. She's taking some actual damage there. A bunch of people over here who are just idle. Let's fix that. Yep. You know who you're focused on.
I'm here.
Hey, why isn't this guy getting melee attacked by a vampire? Not quite over the hill. Okay, so here comes the free Ushabti summon. Alright, that's not too bad. Robert, go save them. Gotta get both of these gunners back out.
Attack! Yes, sir. Gunnery mob.
Give them some direct orders here. Oh man, I should probably... We should use that ability. I don't know when is the appropriate moment. A lot of our units are engaged in combat right now, so this seems okay. Alright, let's get over here and drop a great big tornado in this beautiful, huge group of units. I think I'm also going to do a Purple Sun. He won't do it on his own head. If that's the case, maybe I wait then for this group of units to get a little closer. Yeah, this is fine. She's coming, It takes a little bit for stuff to get done at this frame rate. Getting charged a little bit here. Part of the problem is the uneven terrain, I think. Our units are getting told to attack stuff, and then they're having to run forward to attack it, and then that stuff runs forward at the same time. Alright, so that black sun kind of wandered through them. It looks like the tornado had a fantastic effect. Really a lot of good damage there. Alright, so random skeleton chariot should get manhandled pretty badly here. They are definitely going to be able to rebuild quickly, but I think maybe not quickly enough. And we're great at rebuilding quickly. Do they have any lords or anything left? Did we kill all 4 of them already? This is my character. Yeah, they still have this guy. Alright. Sorry, dudes. I had a place I gotta be. And Fuckdom is also somehow still alive. Robert's slacking on his assassination duties. Celestra is all the way in on these dudes. Buffs and debuffs. How much does this cost? Only 6? This is a pretty good spell. Get our spooky mist of feeling sad up on our enemies. Okay, gunfire's going off. Right, hold on a second. Let's clean up the edges. We have a bunch of units back here that need to be brought up to the battle. Unfortunately, the battle is now happening far enough forward that that's going to be a pretty significant time investment. Also have units that are appearing way over here who may as well just be back at home on Othwan. We have a whole front of our battle that is collapsing, which is ridiculous because they're winning. But Robert will clean this dude up, and then he'll be on that. He'll run back over there and provide some leadership. So this is what we got to keep an eye on. Finish this guy off because we have places to be. All right. Fortunately, he's moving pretty fast. You need to get those skeletons. Everybody else needs to just back up. Just try to get away from them. Alright, so Robert's running through and he's bringing his leadership aura with him.
Write them down.
Right, try to get out of his way. I'm kind of curious if he's going to kill this guy with the initial hit or not. If my guys are still in the way, it actually will break his charge. Aw. His charge doesn't have quite the smack that Silostrus does. We're slowly moving into position. Yeah, I have a lot of slow-moving units, you know? Definitely have some good grenade toss opportunities over here. More of Silostri's gunners coming in. Come on, throw it. Throw it, I want to... There we go. I want to key in the other toss. I think he missed them entirely. He just threw it into my sirens. We get the tornado again. Oh, it wandered the wrong way. Think of how much damage it could have done if it had just stayed in. I did hit Berg Black with it. Wait, where are you right now? Okay, he's in the middle of all those guys.
Nicely, fella. Take the ground.
Alright. We're coming back together. All of a sudden there's an awful lot of gunfire and explosions on this front. Robert has saved the day again. As he often does. We love to see all of this rally. Also love to see grenades. Please throw some grenades. All of you, get in here. Fight. I don't know why everybody's standing around.
Yes!
And that buffs off. Berg Black somehow is still alive. Cast this here. He's kind of at the edge. After this cast goes off, I'm going to see if we can pull him back. Also, I'm going to buff him with his damage reduction thing, which I forgot he has. It is nice of them all to group up, because we have a lot of AoE. You get out. You're kind of on the edge of the formation. He might have the mass to just push out, because it would be great if I could pull him out and not lose him. Berg Black is definitely our most killed lord. Unfortunately, there's a lot of enemies now running in, trying to block his path. Just keep going, man. Just keep going. Get through those sirens and you'll be fine. Okay, yeah. If he just survives the battle, that would be really cool. You can fight those guys. I'm sure those guys can't kill you. And some issues related to the uneven terrain here. Alright, additional gunners. Honestly, we're doing pretty well here, considering the way the reinforcements worked out was almost comically... specifically, the fact that you can only have 40 units in at a time and the armies come in at the same time instead of one after another is almost comically bad for us, because it means that all of our melee troops, all of our melee reinforcements came in first, and then all of our ranged reinforcements. I will say it does mean that at some point we're suddenly going to gain a bunch of siege weapons, which is not bad. And I have overcast this a little bit here. We gotta lay off the magic for a second. They're starting to get their proper chariots in. Let's try to get out of the way, everybody. Robert, this is not a time to stand back and watch. This is a time to murder Ushabti. And you know what? It seems like an okay time for him to drink his potion. He's got a lot of dudes to kill in a real hurry over here. Cowards! Help him. Shoot fire at them if you can. They're probably... No? Everybody decided they were done fighting. There we go. I'll say this has been a fun battle so far. We've had a lot of stuff to do. It's cool. You don't have to fight them anymore. It looks like it's under control. You guys may as well help. Just get you back up here. Yep, that should be back up. Ostrich just needs to keep trying to wade through dudes. I notice she's not technically in melee right now, and that is unacceptable. More grenades. The fire delay on the grenades is frustrating. It's so hard to actually use all the grenades, because you can't just fire one and then fire another, because it often takes them such a long time to decide that they're ready to shoot. Trying to let my stuff regenerate here. You two stay on those guys. You two stay on the Ushabti. Alright, we're starting to get in a position here where we can have a lot of gunfire coming down the hill.
Move, you dogs! Get going! Killing target!
The button I have to press to do manual... Is it Alt? Oh, maybe that doesn't even work with the grenades, because it looks like he is trying to target units, not my cursor. I see a siege crew over there. Robert's breaking off to go hunt Catapult. He's faster than the Necrosphinx is, I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let's make sure that everybody over here, not you, understands how important it is for this Necrosphinx to die. You need speed and vigor. I do not want you in melee with that Necrosphinx. There's no reason for that to happen. Okay. Yep, that's working. That's a really dangerous unit. It's very important that it die. Stay focused, everybody. I know we're reloading now, but just don't... Please reload quickly. I was hoping we were going to kill it before it actually got to anybody. Alright, well, fall back in the hopes of drawing it forward? Never mind. Never mind, we got there. Okay. This unit of horsemen is tearing into us something fierce. We just don't have enough... So, like, another downside of the fact that all our melee troops came in first is that our melee troops got really committed to combat, and then a bunch of our range showed up, and now the melee troops are either dead or still way committed, and we can't pull them out to break stuff. Oh hey, the Queen Bess has arrived. That means we are nearing the end of our forces, by the way. So, on the one hand, hooray, the Queen Bess. On the other hand, uh-oh. We have our good mortar, which we are probably going to have to roll up to, like, here before it's going to be useful. Oh, I didn't mean to... Hold on. A little closer to straightforward, please. This thing on the side here has worked out pretty well, I think. It's this damned uneven terrain that's really causing us problems still. Honestly, I'm just going to have you guys run straight for those great bows. I think we shouldn't encounter too much resistance on that. I'd love to have a couple of rifles here. Actually, I'm going to do it with these guys too. What I would love is to have a couple of rifles here sweep up the backside and hit the great bows and stuff that are coming in as reinforcements too. And then once those are down, we just completely collapse on their melee. How's Celestra doing? Well, she has Tornado again. It has not done very much damage the last couple of times. It keeps wandering out of my units. Or out of the engagement too quickly. Okay, that time it did some good stuff, and it's headed in a direction that's useful. Debuffing them and buffing us. The worst thing that could happen to them is Rampage that causes them to just charge at Celestra. It really is, like, a wonderful, beautiful miracle that we ended up with that, that sword. It's been so good for us. Robert, how's that going? You're taking your sweet time with it, I see. Yeah, the large stuff trying to come around to our gunners is having the problem that large stuff coming around to our gunners tends to have. Come on, finish them off. Ah, they actually managed to make contact. Oh, we're out of... Shoot. We're pretty much out of ammo here. You can have some guys run back and re-ammo. I have a couple of gunnery whites who should be free-ish. Oh, you're in melee, though, aren't you? He's holding off a Tomb Scorpion, because that's what this battle has come to. Will the Treacherous is having to melee a Tomb Scorpion to death. He's run out of bullets. He doesn't have bullets left. Well, he's probably not going to be available to run over and do the thing I need him to do. Alright, you gotta stay close, but also out of combat. And shoot some fire at some people. Trying to let the Winds of Magic pool regenerate a little bit here. Those guys are falling apart on us. I'm gonna have him just go straight for him. Yeah, we're close to winning this. This is actually pretty close to breaking all the way in our favor, I think. Celestra's eating Ushabti. These Ushabti over here should be dead soon. You know what? If they're just gonna run, maybe the right play is to head straight for the catapults instead then? Oh, I think their army just started... Yeah. Look at that. A big part of their army just shattered. Okay. We showed them that we are superior. Control A. Right click. Get him! It is fitting that the last thing that they have would be a bone giant, as is always the case. Wow, that actually that killed quite a few guys there.
Lead Admiral!
You got him, Bones McDonald. A unit has been wiped out. Something over there just crumbled, despite the fact that the battle's over. Come on, you can get him. Power up your sword. Aww. I was really hoping we would get a climactic strike there. A Pyrrhic victory. You know, honestly, that might be the first time that I've ever felt that that was correctly applied. It is certainly the case that if we win another victory like that, it shall ruin us. So yeah, just devastating to our forces. But, because this is Silostra and 2 legendary admirals, it is completely trivial to refill our forces on the fly, which is why I wanted it to be this composition. They're going to have a much harder time pulling dudes back. Or, resurrecting their armies. Pulling dudes back is a little ambiguous. It sounds like a retreat. Obviously, they would have a tough time retreating as well, since their units, theoretically, do not do that. Although, apparently, some cowards did manage to escape the battle. The gold does nothing at this point. Assimilating the captives does close to nothing, but not... You know, we certainly don't need money. The bad news is we are standing on unfriendly territory here at the beginning of our turn, so we will not get real replenishment. Tim Fenn is still leveling up. Etc. the Perishable. That's not really a good name for a trait. It makes it sound like Burke Black is perishable, which, in some senses, I suppose he is. He has certainly appeared to perish many times. Yeah, you know what? Now I'm thinking this might be way over 2 hours, because that was... We haven't even actually gotten to the tree yet. Well, whatever, man. We're marathoning it. I think he's gonna go for Ulthuan. I gave you guys your last hurrah. I will absolutely auto-resolve your ass. Do not do it. Keep your weird, eternally bald head over on this landmass. Wow, the Dreadfleet burned Magritta? But it's such a good port. Why would you not take that? Okay, whatever. Not my business, I suppose. Yeah, I'm really bummed out that we're not going to get proper replenishment after that battle. 2 of our armies are in replenishment stance, so we'll at least get something.
I have brokered with storms.
Well, you'd like peace, huh? It's too late for that, I think. Oh, now they succeed at blocking the army. Oh, they really are suddenly pulling in an awful lot of bodies from somewhere. How can they afford to have this many armies? Oh, you guys I extremely don't care about. Yeah, that's an awful lot of wood elves all of a sudden. We got some terrible armor. Some stuff is happening that doesn't matter. Eve Hodgson's gonna have to be retired again. Okay. Where is Silostra? Here we go. Silostra's gonna be the one to take Gorgazon.
Of course.
I'm not gonna bother with the reinforcements stuff here. I want a small, easy to manage battle. So she lost some Sirens, and it looks like maybe some Gunners? I can't remember exactly what was in her army. Oh, how does it actually look? Burke Black lost a bunch of stuff that was kind of mid-level of development. Bones McDonald's troops are mostly intact. Okay. Honestly, the losses were not too bad there. They're less bad than they looked like on the battlefield. Man, I don't know. Boosted, whatever. Whatever. You have no meaningful skills to gain.
The galleon awaits.
Yeah, we are going to manually resolve this this battle just to make sure that we don't lose anything we don't have to lose. They don't have any actual good troops. He doesn't have any actual good troops. Let's just knock this out real quick. Really? How do you figure? Oh, that's a great Boo Shabti. Alright, fine. I suppose we'll bring the reinforcements. It's the right thing to do. I'm trying to be lazy because I want I want battles that are straightforward right now, but no, we should bring the whole happy family.
Moderate. Rajon.
More stage hands required.
Okay. So we take Gorgazon. Unfortunately, this means we can't really move forward anymore. But we do have to do this because we need the replenishment of owning a province or owning a region. Yeah, taking the settlement is going to mean Celostra can't move again, so we're all just going to have to chill for a turn.
Gathering mob.
Okay, good enough. The Great Bow is reinforcements. I'm gonna have these guys go after it. Actually, where's Robert? Robert also should go after it. Robert should lead his Bretonnian brothers. And yeah, if they want to screw around back there, I'm fine with it. That's works out okay for me. Trying our best to go around them. Just keep them back there. Keep them from shooting at my already damaged rifles. And it kind of looks like Robert's maybe not going to get to... Yeah, whatever. Those guys are 100% expendable. We'll just let them do that. As the shop to get close, they get completely shredded. Yeah, I guess just come back over here and hang out. Knights actually did manage to make it back there, and they're doing some reasonable damage. I think we made the right choice with the type of knights we picked for that ability. Way back when. Man, how many turns ago was that? Alright, I think their lord's gonna have to get killed here. This should be pretty straightforward. I might want to tell the artillery to chill out. Nah. We're gonna get so much replenishment this next turn anyway. And it turns out we did not need the units from the other armies at all. I'm gonna have these guys try to get all the way around here. You two. Huh. Can't... Oh, my units are rampaged. That should be the end of that without any more damage to my actual units. Right, because this charge should be sufficient to actually kill the Ushabti, given the damage that the last charge did. And then they don't have anything that can even begin to challenge us. Go get them, guys. Yeah, these Ghost Knights have done some fine work. They don't seem to be trying very hard. A lot of them are just kind of sitting back and watching the battle happen. But they get it done. They get it done eventually. Now, let's see if we can charge some archers before we finally fade away into dust. Dust? I guess they're ghosts. Ectoplasm? Oh, never mind. They faded away into ectoplasm. No, wait. They get dust. They're actual bodies. Get out of there, away from the Ushabti. Okay, this should be pretty short. It's a little silly that they get to summon the Ushabti even after their army has reached the point of permanent collapse. I feel like the game could save us a little bit of time by noting that the battle is actually all the way over and just canceling the summon. Or even if that's not a change you want to make to the Khemri faction, just make it so the Khemri AI doesn't summon them in that case. And it's alright, so Austra's got it. Yeah, wow, she just broke that one clean in half. Do you see that? Alright, we took very minimal damage there, which is exactly what we needed. Oh, you know what? I think Silustra's army had a unit of normal depth guard, right? We lost that. Yeah, the damage from the huge epic battle was spread out enough that we didn't lose a lot of units. And somehow it is the case that a unit maintains its veterancy even at 10 figures, even if you then have to add, presumably, green recruits to refill the unit. Because if it's the case that, well, it's trivial for veterans to teach new guys how to be super veteran, then all the units in an army should become veteran when any one of them does. It doesn't really make a lot of, you know, in-world sense. How dare this fantasy Warhammer game not be based in reality? My immersion is punctured irreparably. Alright, so we do have access to local rifles, and they come at quite a rank. What do we actually want to replace here? We have a lot of guns in this army already. Oh, hey. And the menu suddenly jump upward. So let's get a lot of Sirens so that we're closer to our Siren goal. Honestly, we probably only need a couple more units of rifles. I'm gonna go real heavy on the Sirens here. Sirens are good at fighting skeletons anyway.
Bromfels favors this one.
Boy, I was getting redline stuff with you, which is actually still very, very useful. You can summon from your own boat some Sirens. He could actually use more rifles, too. And the rifles from the region... okay, are the same as the rifles from the boat, so I guess I should summon them from the boat. That's not okay. Sirens from your ship. The menu jumped up again, I guess, while I wasn't actually paying attention. Okay, she gets... also Sirens from her ship?
This has my approval.
I think. We can get another unit of guns in here, I guess. She could recruit a unit of deck gunners in a single turn. Oh, we have a couple regiments of renown unlocked. Salt Lord Scuttlers. Armor piercing, armor sundering. Oh, armor sundering is neat. It's not super relevant for us, is it, though? Because the problem with this is that we already ignore armor with like almost all of our good units. The Sirens don't. Ah, the Sirens are significantly armor piercing. Yeah, armor sundering doesn't really help us that much. I think I'll just get a unit of Sirens, that's fine. I would love to take these guys. Or do I want the deck gunners? Her army specifically doesn't need more range. Yeah, let's just get Sirens in here. Trying to finish the game in the appropriate spirit. Okay, so that's the southern theater. Now the northern theater. I'm a little concerned about this. They have 25 Wood Elf units waiting at the Crag Halls of Findal. So even if we defeat Durthu at the Oak of Ages, if we don't do it while maintaining a huge amount of our health, we're just going to be immediately eliminated. I'm a little bit annoyed by all of these Wood Elf units just running out of the shadows. Like, oh no, there totally was a huge Wood Elf army. It was right there the whole time. I guess the question is, do I care? Is it okay for me to take the Oak of Ages and then just have all these armies die? Peggy won't actually die. She's Peggy Rains.
All bones on
And the others under her command might?
deck.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with it, actually.
Fleet master has spoken.
Let's do it. We've suffered enough from these wood elves. Jesus, that's a lot of attrition.
Drop
Alright. So you suffer a small amount of attrition while moving. Most of the red on the bar only takes place if you actually end your turn in the attrition area. But you can see we've lost some troops while just walking across.
The lust is upon me. Let's fight.
I know. Peggy's shouting about her murder lust for elves. Listen, we all express our feelings in unique ways, you know. She's fascinated and horrified by elves, and this is the only thing she can think of. It's kind of like when you pick on someone that you like.
All bones on
Hopefully in grade school, hopefully by the time you're out of grade school, you've cut that crap
deck.
out.
All in deck.
I can't select her army.
All set.
It feels like I'm clicking on her army. Oh, that's because she's further away from settlement that she's sieging than these other guys are.
Attack.
Okay, we have all our reinforcements in. Interestingly,
Take the booty.
this is, I believe, the same balance of power bar that we saw when she was alone. So the game not thinking very highly of Jimbo Sharp and Will Amstrel. And we're going to have the same problem here where the first half of their armies is going to come in before the second half. So we're going to be a little bit low on artillery. What does the map look like? I'm sure the Oak of Ages has a unique map. And I bet it's not very favorable to our tactics. It's hard to tell exactly how bad the elevation changes are going to be. It looks bad. I assume this is high elevation, this is low?
This
Well,
doesn't
I mean,
cut
whatever,
us
we're
ready.
doing it. I guess I don't actually need to be looking at this because we're attacking no matter what it says. Mostly just curiosity. So there's one dragon in Durthu's army. There's a bunch of ranged cavalry with poison bows in the settlement garrison. He's got a couple of those Waywatcher heroes with the super long range attacks. And this is not going to be easy, that's for sure. The fact that we're getting to start with our preferred army on the field is definitely going to help. I think that was part of the problem we had in the Khemri battle, was that we started with the weakest army on the field and the strong armies came in piecemeal. Oh, the elevation changes aren't nearly as bad as I was afraid they were going to be. I got that extremely good tree. Here, let's get this off the screen. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen. You guys got the most magic tree. Nobody can say that you don't. I think they'll come after us. Wood Elves tend to be pretty aggressive. I think we can afford to start pretty far back. And honestly, the terrain's pretty favorable if we do start just a little bit back. Get a nice, wide firing formation. This is going to be this is probably going to be harder than the Khemri battle we just did, honestly. Wood Elf troops are so much better pound for pound than Khemri troops are. She has Invocation of Nahek, though. That is definitely going to help.
Let it begin.
Let it begin, he says. This is me, taking orders from a random Death Guard.
Arise to my
Ugh.
dominion.
And they're all out immediately because it's a settlement garrison. Yeah, it's dangerous. That's scary. They started far enough forward that we get to fire immediately, which I really appreciate.
Blood to spill.
Join up quickly. Run up quickly. I need all of your bodies up here. They're actually almost in rifle range already. Let's make sure that the artillery are firing at the ranged units that we most need to fire at. And we probably want to move the rifles up very slightly, right? They stand just out of our range, although actually, no, they're not out of our range. The difficulty we're having shooting at them might be terrain related, which means that moving up slightly won't help. We should still do it, though. There's not really any cost to, like, moving up this much. And if we still can't shoot them, then we can't. I see the cannon on the on this guy's arm is already doing some fine work. Okay, good. They're fully in range. Let's just get this going as quickly as possible. Yeah, we're getting a much cleaner start to this battle, I'll say that. Kind of looks like there's a lot of focus here on the ranged. We gotta get rid of these Sisters of the Thorn, though. These are a high priority. Alright, can you guys... Yeah, you guys have range on the Wild Riders already. Wild Riders with shields. It's tough. Looks like a lot of this is going well, though. I'm gonna move these guys up and around. And keep the melee back here, ready to fight, ready to run up forward and catch people who have charged through. We have a bloated corpse. Oh no, that's not a bloated corpse. Sorry, Jimbo. In my defense, he's put on a little bit of weight. We need to set up... I think we need to just widen the gun line. You guys have orders already. Right, because they're coming at us from a pretty broad setup here. Yeah, we just widen the gun line. I'm going to use crabs to block the enemy advance while we come up here. And we need to use some melee troops as well for that. And we have some melee in here, right? Yeah, you guys and you guys. These are pole arms as well, yeah. Because they have Wild Riders on this side. So if we just try to walk our range up like this, they're going to get murdered. But we can try to get up in the way a little bit. I don't know if we need to... Let's go ahead and throw an invocation out, because we're taking some pretty significant ranged fire here. We should be shooting there, but this part's going pretty alright. The gun line is doing that thing the gun line's supposed to do. Right, you guys need to be interrupting their charge, making it difficult. Keep in mind, shields only work from the front, and I think maybe from the side that the unit's actually carrying the shield on. So, gunners charging in from behind will be able to shoot around the shields effectively. Or the crabs, I mean. Coming in from behind will be able to shoot around the shield. Okay, we're getting a little bit of good focus on the dragon. Can we get... Well, the hero's going to end up in combat with the Great Eagle. I think he's going to land right on her. It has been the case, traditionally, that Great Eagles love to land on my characters. Which is the worst thing they could possibly do. I don't know why they always do it. Jimbo is going to have to ride... He's going to have to run this way. You guys got to get over here. Probably should have them run up behind, because I don't know for sure that we're still going to be in an urgent combat situation when they get up here, but we got to make sure that we are killing this dragon. Try to maintain some targeting here. You guys, since we permanently broke those guys really fast, I guess these guys just charge up and try to stop archers? Okay, this is absolutely fine. This is a fine place for him to land. Oh, tell me the dragon's gonna come over and just land right on top of my depth guard. Tell me I am this lucky. Yeah, it's dead. Seems to me that it's pretty important for you guys to make sure that these cavalry are dying quickly. Try to put some bodies over here to blunt the Wild Rider charge around. Alright, dragon's down, eagle's pretty much down. Pull you guys back so you're not blocking fire, and we gotta keep an eye on this front. Alright, so, as I expected, they rode right through. I should probably change your direction here. So what we should probably do here is, instead of continuing to run forward, we gotta adapt to the fact that they've pushed up on us. Honestly, I'm gonna have these sirens just run directly at those Blade Guard. So Starfire Shafts, are those just magic damage? Oh, they're fire damage. Okay. That's actually still dangerous against sirens. Remember, it's not that sirens are weak to magic, it's that they're strong against physical. So any non-physical damage, which includes fire, will do full to them, and they don't really have a lot of health to work with. Make sure that we do this in a way that includes her.
I'm here! Shamble on!
He can probably hold off a unit of Wildwood Rangers by himself, right? You know, actually, the direction that a lot of these guys turned in order to fight the dragon is probably okay. Some of you need to turn, but mostly I think this is pretty alright. That unit of Wild Riders actually rode back into the center. I think we want to change some stuff up here. My major concern is that we have tree men incoming. Actually, I'm not going to give you guys generic turn orders. Tree men incoming is our big deal right now. Over here, we got to make sure that the artillery are refocusing on annoying ranged wherever possible. They're doing a good job, though. Especially considering that they aren't getting any buffs from gunnery wights or anything. They're just having to do it. So I'm trying to make sure we're not going to... I guess it's less of a concern, right, to drop artillery on top of our sirens in this army. Because these artillery actually are doing full physical damage. Okay. We can get that tree man down.
Ready! Lasting traverse!
It's a pretty good amount of damage. We got to make sure that nothing gets to the gunners. We've managed so far to keep all of the enemies, to keep the melee mostly out of our gunners, and that has been very, very much to our benefit. But it looks like that's about to end. They've got the treekin now, they've got the big stuff coming through, and we don't have enough guns to kill it all before it reaches us. You are going to have to go into melee mode and try to grab these treekins so that these guys can back off. You can start shooting at that tree man, but it might be too late already. You two should also shoot at this tree man. I mean, we got Dirthu on the way as well. That's a problem. There's just a lot of enemies. Alright, well, if these Wild Riders die, then a lot of the threat on this side is contained. Have him come over and help with these Rangers. And that means we could fold some of the ranged in and start shooting this way, you know, curling the ends of the line around. Which has traditionally been a pretty powerful strategy for us. Keep Dirthu from actually walking into the ranged. Somebody needs to go finish off. An awful lot of gunfire coming in on Dirthu. Unfortunately, that means a lot of other enemies are not getting focused on, but man, Dirthu is scary. Hey, just look at the size of that sword. That's like a 20-foot long sword. Okay, she's doing a good job over here. Pole Arms managed to get out in front just in time, it looks like. Yeah, alright, we got a lot of good stuff going on here. Death has embraced one of our lords. Fighting the tree man. The Wildwood Rangers were the melee he was fighting. I can't remember the names. The names of the elf units are all very similar. But those guys he was fighting were already winning. And when the tree man showed up, it was just too much for him. Well, I had a feeling that some of our lords were not going to survive this. So Dirthu's down. We have a clean firing angle on a bunch of dudes over here. The Sirens and the Crabs are not going to be able to hold on forever. We should probably refocus on the tree man. As much as I would love to just shoot all these guys in the side as they come through, we gotta prioritize a little bit. So as we're breaking this stuff down, I mean, somebody's got to charge over and get these treekin, but I guess actually the best way to do that is probably to form up in front of the range. I mean, that treekin's going to come to us, and if we try to just run out to meet him, and he turns to run this way, we won't be able to get in front of him in time. We should probably turn some of the artillery to deal with this, since our gunners on this side are very preoccupied. Yeah, let's pull both sides over there. Necrofex Colossus still has just a huge number of things to shoot at, and he's doing a fine job. Let's let him keep running his own targeting scheme. These sirens are not great at fighting treekin. I would love it if they could focus on the archers, if we can get them to disengage a little bit. That's a tree man. A little bit of focus here, that would be cool. They really did bring a lot of just huge tree dudes. Fortunately for us, it's not working out that well.
Fight!
Trying to take out their hero here. Man, I really wish that we hadn't lost our lord who also had Invocation of Nahek, because I could really use more Invocations of Nahek. Oh, I think they're breaking, though. Yeah, we managed to take out too many of their important units. Too much of the total strength of their army is gone. And now the Wood Elves flee. Crying? I assume there's crying involved. From their great tree. Chased by bullets. And backlit by the massive flames. Is that tree flammable? I don't know. I don't know if you can just, like... It looks pretty lush here. I imagine it's pretty wet. Probably the fire would not be easy to start. But then again, we have all kinds of weird magic. Although I guess a lot of our magic is also water-based. Do we know how to start a giant fire that could consume the Tree of Ages? I have no idea, actually, if we could burn this thing down. We'll chop it down. We'll chop it down with bullets. Because we don't have any axes, really. And these guys have axes, but I don't think those are suited to the task. Alright, we could probably just line up all around it. And, you know, line the guns up at a consistent height and just fire enough that there's nothing left holding the tree up.
It's mine.
Wow, that is some loot. We got paid there.
Sack it.
Sack it, nothing. Torch the place for another 300 gold. I mean, it's just a big tree, right? And that guy died. Let's pull another Lord of Vampires in, Harold. You remember Harold Onstand. Oh, wow. That's a pretty good follower. We've killed many enemies in battle. Also, Will Amstrel died. But it's done. For some reason, my camera has turned around. There we go. But it's done. The Oak of Ages looks real rough. It sure looks like it's on fire. I don't know, man.
Admiral of the fleet.
In theory, I don't know how we burned it down, but in theory it is on fire. Everybody get into replenishment mode. So here's what I'm thinking. If these guys do come after us, we're going to have a tough fight ahead of us. And then, if we beat them, they'll have nothing left. But they have, oh man, they have big garrisons. Alright, look, I'm not going to stress too much about this stuff. We'll keep fighting the Northern Front as long as we haven't finished the Khemri thing. But as soon as we finish the Khemri thing, I'm calling us good. I'm not going to stress about burning down all of Athaloran. And here in the Southern Badlands, like, I don't know, man. Get that thing done. And I think with that we are good, right? Eve Hodgson needs to be re-dismissed. Listen, you just stay on vacation, all right?
All bones on deck.
I guess Billy Dew can come over here and resettle the Poxmarsh right before the game ends. All right, and with that, I think we're not close enough to Khemri for this next turn to be the last turn. Probably we got 2 turns left. But now that we're all recruiting and replenishing in friendly territory, I expect our southern force will be back at full strength at the beginning of next turn. And then it's just a matter of marching as fast as we can so that the enemy doesn't get a lot of time to rebuild. I don't know if we are at at 20 Sirens or not. Man, they still have armies, huh? I mean, the Khemri don't have to deal with the economic problem that prevents you, usually, from running tons of armies. They do have a limited number of armies based on... Like, they have their own recruitment limit scheme. But we're so many turns into the game that they've probably been able to buy the bonus recruitment limit thing a whole bunch of times. I bet they can run, like, 10 or 11 armies pretty easily. So I guess I shouldn't be shocked that they still have stuff left. We have no idea how many armies they're going to have left actually standing at Khemri. Edfred von Karstein is maybe not headed to Ulthuan. It sure would be nice if he was not headed to Ulthuan. I really don't want to put up with it. Then, at this point, no. We probably should go back to normal speed right before the Wood Elf turn. We can definitely skip this stuff, though. They did resettle tomorrow, as expected. You guys don't want to, like, ride out and fight some vampires for me? No? Alright, you think they're going to go for it? Because if they give us time to replenish, they're in a lot of trouble. First they got to move all of their agents in. Too many. They have too many agents. Part of the problem is that their terrain is very small, and so all of the agents that have been defeated or recalled or anything just appear right next to our armies. They did not come after us. Interesting. They don't feel they've got it. Well, honestly, I think the best play for us is probably to fall back to the Queen's Glade and replenish, rather than fighting them directly. Alright, I gotta turn fast forward back on. So while I am confident that we would eventually be able to burn all of Athaloran, the game may end before you see us do it. But know that it does happen. In the future for me and the past for you, it does happen. Let's just handle that real quick. I really do think we probably have to fall back, because our armies are kind of torn up, right? Actually, Harold's almost in perfect condition.
Is it time?
We're not as torn up as I thought. Still, let's walk back across the border here. Into our, it is forbidden for you to walk back across the border into our part of the thing? That doesn't sound right. There we go. Peggy Rains is truly a hero. For a certain definition of hero. She's a hero to us. A terrible, monstrous hero. Alright, so that'll have us all back at full health next turn. Peggy needs to pull in some reinforcements. Probably just crabs, right, would be best. Oh, but we don't... Right. Recruitment is bad. Okay, you know what? I will take these terrible units. Probably not. Those guys are just going to get killed by archers. Take these and, like, this. That feels bad. I need some melee, though. Yeah, that feels bad. Okay, now. We're not actually all at full health. How are the other armies doing? Okay, you're full. You're close. So the question here is, if I stop at our border... Yeah, I can stop at our border pretty close to Khemri. We, like, moved right here. And that way we have the attack next turn for sure, because it's just flat ground. Alright, they don't have... They have a 20-unit garrison? Yeah, okay. As to be expected. I suppose it would be annoying if we lost Gorgazon, but having to cross the river and stuff, there's no way they get to it. Okay, I want you to come down. It's hard to click just behind Silustra's army because she's so massive. Alright, so we just need to wait right here.
You will listen.
How are we doing on Syrenes? Now that we've... Okay, we are 2 Syrenes short of our goal. That is very fixable. So I'm going to have you move down to Tor Korwali. And yes, we do have a Cyrene building here, so we're just going to fire some of these bad melee troops. Honestly, probably like that guy and that guy.
Serve for eternity.
You know what? Let's also fire these bombers. Probably are not terribly useful. Okay, so that'll get us over the top on that, and it's just a matter of claiming Khemri. And we could have won the game already. We could win the game with the press of the button here if we'd just taken the Oak of Ages, but I don't know that a tree has ever deserved to be burned down quite to this degree. I'm confident about the thing we did. I think it was good. Oh, hey, Lenny Sealegs appeared in a place that's actually quite useful. Let's have Peggy Rains kick that guy out. Screw him.
Who are restless?
Lenny, there's a real good chance that Lenny just gets assassinated here, but we're going to try to put him in this army. And if he gets assassinated, we'll just go ahead and raise dead the one troop. Alright. Depending on what happens here, this might actually be the final sequence of enemy turns. So, I think this guy... Yeah, King Sahut is not close enough to get involved. King Kawatamun could fall back to Khemri. Alternatively, he and these three armies could charge us, which I think we would be able to deal with. Yeah, none of our units are showing up tired. We're in pretty good health. They'd be one army short of what they brought against us last time.
This is forbidden.
And a lot of these armies are real basic troops. Even normal Ushabti really aren't dangerous. What is in Khemri's garrison? 2 catapults, 2 necrosphinxes. This is a serious garrison. Aside from that, though, it's all stuff we can deal with. Alright. Looks like we're going to end up closer to the 3-hour mark here. That's alright. Silostra's Vengeance, the feature film, is a fine way to end this series. It's been bigger than I meant it to be. I thought, you know, we've done a Mortal Empires playthrough on this channel before, when they did the Dwarf rebalance. I did one with the Slayer King. And that was only about 40 episodes, if I remember correctly. This really got longer than I thought it was going to be. Oh, interesting. One of those dudes is just abandoning the settlement. They moved one army in and one army out. Not sure I understand the wisdom there. Well, we probably can just fast forward. Like, Khemri's turn was the only one that really mattered to us. At this point, even the Wood Elf turn is irrelevant. I guess unless they go and resettle the Oak of Ages, in which case I will burn it down again. We will just put it back. In fact, I bet there's a pretty good chance they do that. Oh, I guess the Vampire Count's turn matters a little bit, because we don't know where Manfred's ship went. Also, it's crazy that their turn is taking this long to run. What is happening right now? Von Karstein still have not recovered from the beating we gave them. Notice that a lot of territory up here is actually, has come uncolored. It seems like the Chaos Invasion is being a lot more successful this time than it was last time. I wonder if it ramps up in difficulty every time you get another wave of spawns. Okay, they're failing to assault our garrison. I've seen a lot of failures. They blocked one of our armies. Hey, but no assassination. Great. And actually, one of the armies moved away from the Crag Halls. So, if we were so inclined, we could probably go take the Crag Halls this turn pretty easily. But I think we have our eyes on the prize at the moment. It's possible that we won't actually win the game this turn, because we might lose enough Syrenes in the battle for Khemri, even if it's successful, that we don't technically trip our winning conditions. So we might have to hit end turn one final time. Slay the curs. We're all about slaying curs right now. 3,000 gold for me. I can't even remember the last time I paid attention to our pirate coves. All right, so what do we got here? King Kawatamun with a Screaming Skull Catapult. King Bafra, who doesn't quite have a full army but has some stuff we can't see. Mostly not terrifying, although we do have to be careful. Like, Ushabti are not very dangerous. They're a low unit count unit that dies very easily to rifles, but if there are enough of them, and they do manage to get into our dudes, they probably kill our guys faster than almost any other unit of monstrous infantry. So that's the thing we do have to care about. They're going to send 2 full stacks to Gorgazan, which is fine by me.
I'll order it.
And we engage with Silostra and we just do this, right? I don't know that. Oh, you know what? Actually, we might be able to employ sneaky pirate tactics, and if we can, we absolutely should. Who has Lightning Strike? Does anybody here have Lightning Strike? You do. And you do. Does Silostra? No, Silostra has like no blue line. Silostra had a lot of other skill points to take. So we can actually we can take on some of these external armies a little bit. The first thing we're going to do is have Silostra come down here and hit the settlement. This will be the first hurricane they've ever seen. Okay, hold on. We're about to witness your greatness. That's coming. O'Bones McDonald is going to come and shut down this small Khemri army. You know, it wouldn't be very Vampire Coast for us to fight fair if we don't absolutely have to.
Against the code.
Okay, so we got them to just run away. Now, the question is, do I want to put O'Bones McDonald, or maybe Burke Black, up against these guys one-on-one? I probably do, right? Because they don't actually have a lot of terrifying units, and they're undermanned. Burke Black's army is mostly pretty underdeveloped. I think it would be O'Bones McDonald who does it. Yeah, let's see if they'll fight us. They will not. They are cowards. Alright. Now we take Khemri through overwhelming force, because that is how we have always behaved. It's who we are as people. I will say this is a little bit more dangerous in a long-term sort of way, because now we're a little bit more vulnerable to counterattack. You guys don't have a ton of movement. Whatever. Let's do it. Let's take Khemri. This is exactly how we would want it. Massively unfair in our favor. Even more bonus versus large for you. Some armor-piercing damage for you. And let's put these fools away. Khemri probably also has a unique map, right? It has to. There should be unique maps for like probably all of the cities on that list. So we have a corner battle. This map doesn't look that unique. We have a corner battle here with, it looks like there are corner towers. I mean, we're just going to charge the gates. This is not one of those battles where I think we want to try to split around at the edges. We want to just go straight in. We have a massive numerical advantage. And if we don't lose too many units of Sirens... Oh no, we don't win the game right here, right? We have to hit end turn because the Sirens that are recruiting on Ulthuan won't show up yet. Celestra and Robert just run straight for the gate. And we have all the other units run in as soon as they can run in, and yeah, let's do it. The time for strategy is behind us. The time for smashing is now. Oh, I should probably also issue some other orders, huh? Let's get up close. I want to try to get up close and spread out in such a way that we're not in two towers firing arcs. Do we want to move the artillery forward a little bit? Also, why did I let you start so far away from these guys? You should come over here. I'm wondering if we want to move the artillery a little bit so that they're not in two towers firing arcs. It's probably fine. Do we want to just run up and ladder them? Because my troops are way better than their troops. Yeah, probably, right? Okay, let's just charge up. We'll assign the ladders when we get close to the wall. It started. Right, with an awful lot of winds and magic. Khemri is a very magical place. Alright, I think that probably works. You guys get up here, you guys get up here. The depth guard will actually wait down here. I can see the Queen Bess is already doing some fine work. I suppose we ought to start firing off our cannon abilities in here, right? So part of the reason I want to go fast is because I know they have their own catapults. I don't want to wait and give them an infinite amount of time to use them. Especially since we do not have a vampire caster, so we don't have healing. Oh, wow. Queen Bess knocked the guy who was holding the archer banner clean off the wall. Let's drop our tornado. Spearman. These are Tomb Guard. Yeah, let's start here. So it probably won't actually, it won't actually push through the wall. So it'll bounce off and come and get some more dudes. They're doing a pretty good job of, like, running around it. Gunfire's starting. I mean, we should have control of the towers before too much longer. Okay. The time has come. We probably want to make sure that we are commanding our other units to run forward. They do have some fancy skeleton spearmen. Something tells me we'll be alright, though. Debuff them. My polearm depth guard also want to run in. And then over here, awful lot of rifles to add to the rifle line. I honestly don't really know what to do with them. I guess setting up over here is a little bit safer. Hopefully we'll have control of that tower pretty soon. You can't quite buff again. Get all of the melee and just run right at the gate. That's a little bit of a wide formation. There we go. And over here, man, I don't even know. I guess we could send the melee on this side to climb the gate over here and let us through. You know, just open the gates on this side. And they've got a force over here technically, but I don't think this is very dangerous. So yeah, we'll just run up and let ourselves in over here. Gunners on this side can walk over and wait patiently. Do I want to move Burke Black around? I think I want to run Burke Black over here. I could have him bang on the gates on this side, I guess. In case we're not able to get the gate open in time. It might be faster to have him just smash it. Yeah, so maybe he doesn't contribute as much to this battle. Make sure we're hitting this. And now is the time for the casting of spells. It is a little bit of a shame that this means Burke Black won't be over here to cast his Purple Sun, because this is a good Purple Sun kind of situation. Get ourselves some knights. My guess is we're not going to be able to get these knights to go into the center of town. They're probably going to get stopped. There's too much stuff going on. So I'm just going to have them try to focus on killing some of these large units. We've actually already provoked the first charge of their heal, huh? That's real bad for them. They do not want to be at that point yet. These Sirens need to come over here and help us clear. These Sirens, I don't want to just jump down the wall yet. What I want to do is get control of the towers, right? Polearm Depth Guard are trying to get in there. Who is this? Who's just a Tomb Prince? Afraid to fight the... They have a melee lord. Whoa, 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 really? Huh. Did we trigger the third charge of this thing already? They don't have anything else that summons Ushapti, do they? That's kind of wild, actually. Alright, well, you guys fight that. I guess you could probably stop running and just shoot at it as well. Over here, we are definitely still taking the walls. Actually, you do this, you do that. Gotta get that gate open as quickly as possible. Alright, so we might be in a kind of position here where I want to use Vangeist's Revenge. There's just a lot of enemies all kind of stacked around. But they're not really... I don't know if they actually are standing in a position that's conducive to that. We're definitely going to use some Fog of the Damned. This is the best kind of fog. If we overcast it, it costs... Still 6, huh? Yeah, alright. Let's crash our enemy's melee attack and leadership. That seems like a good idea. I gotta say, I do not consider their free Ushapti positioning to be particularly impressive. I think they made some errors on that one. We're just messing with this one unit of Tomb Guard over here because they don't have anything else that I want to shoot cannons at. Well, Sinalstra is taking some actual damage. Robert, as ever, is not. Oh yeah, Robert. Yeah, Robert finished killing the Kemrian Warsphinx. Sure, that's reasonable. How are my Depth Guard doing? Are they in here? Yes, they are in here. Ah, the Curse of Joff. Apparently there is a Kemri spell that rampages people. It's been long enough since I played them that I had forgotten, apparently. Oh, hold on. Who is back here? You. You should be doing that. And also probably re-ammoing the Queen Bess. I'm gonna have this guy come up. He's probably gonna be more useful to us getting involved in the melee than anything else. And somehow we have control of only 2 of the towers. We're not getting these archers killed fast enough. Yeah, and they're slowly trickling melee troops up onto the wall, which is a terrible way to do this. They're going to get themselves in a lot of trouble. Yeah, you know what? A Vanguard's Revenge, it starts here and aims like that. Probably actually do some reasonable damage. Alright, so we're taking the wall over there. Definitely never stop singing. Screaming Skull catapults are cool. Yeah, I think it was still too close. Didn't really do a lot of damage. Death Guard are doing their trying. War Sphinx is down, so now we got to get Robert back through the breach. He was specifically assigned that target while he ran back out. I'm surprised it was able to muscle through us. Alright, so the gunners, I mean, the wall is not safe for gunnery yet. We're not ready to move up. You lot are just getting pounded by the Screaming Skull catapult. Not a ton we can do about it at the moment. I'm going to put you in melee mode and have you just run in here and stomp on those guys. And as we take the wall here, I mean, all that we really want to do is jump down. I'm not too worried about the Tomb Guard. I think that we have this under control. Shabti are dead, so let's get you guys over there. You guys over here, because you're actually going to be able to come through the gate. Okay. Patience probably would have been a little bit better to do here. Just a nice waiting and taking them down with artillery. I'm thinking, because like look at how badly we're slogging through. But at this point, we're committed. These guys are deep enough that I think they can maybe make it into the city center. Oh no, they got units posted all over the place. All I really want is for them to just hit those catapults. They have 3 units of catapults, and I hate it, and I want it to stop, but I suspect, yeah, we're gonna get... Well, alright, just kill them. Just kill them, I suppose. Lostra can buff probably none of our own units, really, because... are pretty far away. Keep debuffing people. School of the Deeps is actually pretty great. Alright, so when Silastra gets this Necrosphinx down, she's going to have dealt with a lot of their largest and most dangerous units already. You're not even facing the correct direction right now. What? What did that dude just say? Okay, we do control the gate, actually. So it'd be great if you guys could get over here. And all of you guys also. We've turned some of the catapults away, at least. That's good. If we actually manage to get some gunners through the backline here, that is going to help. We still don't have our accuracy buff back up. Silastra has taken a real beating. Focus on the Necropolis Knights, I suppose. As soon as we unclog the center here, which it looks like we're really close to doing, we killed a lot of their big units. Finish off that Hyro Titan. As soon as we clear the center here, we're going to be able to run some of the rifles in. I know some of them will try to use the gate or the ladders, no matter what I order them to do. but some of them will remember how doors work, I assume. She's not close enough to the gate for this to actually be meaningful. She might get defeated here. She's been pinned against the wall by herself for a long time. That's alright. She would be fine. Can I not? There we go. We can certainly just resurrect her again. It would be cool, though, if she didn't die during the final battle. That feels a little... I mean, I guess that's climactic. That happens in movies and stuff. Drop a tornado on those guys. Wow, he's tearing them apart. Holy crap, that was a lot of initial contact damage. Yeah, I'm a little worried that if all of my lords die during this battle, we might actually have a hard time defending against the counterattack. Okay, hold on. How's stuff going over here? Okay, we are coming through. We are hacking up the enemies. We will be able to assault the city center soon. What does it look like here? They got a unit of Necropolis Knights, a couple of units of normal melee in reserve. Yeah, man. I thought we were going to have a little bit of an easier time with the breach here, which is why I went for the strategy that is worse, but a little bit more bloody and entertaining. But it really is, it's not working well. We should have just done the thing I always do, which is stand back and wait while all of the artillery does all of the artillery thing. How is this, how's he doing? Okay, he's pretty low. Shooting him with cannons at point-blank range, you would think that would have some effect. I mean, we've defeated a lot of their melee already. I'm just real worried about Celestra, and I really... think about how powerful we would be here if all these units had Invocation of Nahak running on them the entire battle. It seems like she's taking a lot less damage now. Necrosphinx was responsible for a lot of it. The Hybrid Titan's going down. I'm just afraid that the same thing is true of our Fleet Admiral over here. You ready to shoot? Actually, you guys be ready to shoot right now. Start firing immediately. Get the rifles to come all the way through and not get caught up in melee. I can't figure out what the hell these things are doing. And once we have all of our rifles through in that position, we're gonna form up and try to push down this street just enough. Actually, we're not going to be able to fire at those horsemen no matter what now. We may as well form up in a way that allows us to attack these guys if they come forward. Keeping the fog of the damned up at all times. Yeah, we've lost almost nothing up here. They're losing everything. They're just losing it slowly. Gunfire, I presume, is helping a little bit. That Tomb King guy is still alive, though. Makes me a little nervous about that. Our Titan is very, very close. And I mean, Robert's still in good spirits. That's good to see. Actually, Robert needs to finish that thing. Singing. She's really close to having killed every enemy that's fighting her, but they keep... as soon as she gets, like, 1 or 2 units down, they send 1 or 2 units more at her. And she's in such a position that if I tried to pull her back, I'm pretty sure she'd be killed by damage from behind. I think we can pull some guys down off the wall now. She's absolutely going to die, though. I mean, this would not be the first time she's gone out in the campaign. It's not like we're losing a streak, but it's the first time in a while, like a really long while. Certainly the first time since we got the sword. The Allies' Lord is wounded. I guess what they mean is one of my lords was wounded, but that's a strange message for us to receive here. All right, so what I really want to do I'm a little worried that if we move forward to get position on the warriors, the snakes are going to be able to charge us and kill us. I certainly don't want to do that. Jesus. Oh yeah, what if we, like, try to set up like this? We'd have some sirens come over here, because we don't need everybody to fight the skeletons. This is going alright. On this side, we are 100% winning. In fact, the battle as a whole, we're 100% winning. It looks like the knights did eventually get in on the catapults a little bit. Yeah, I'm worried about Silostra. Mostly, like, this is a real, are we going to win by enough kind of concern. We are certainly nowhere near losing this battle. I don't think I'm going to be able to cast this anywhere useful. No. I certainly don't want to cast it on top of myself at this level of health. 233. Yep, she's going down. Alright, well, get one more of these off. So with her being so low, maybe I do want to just drop a tornado on top of herself. Click. Let me click it. Oh, it didn't go off. Think of how extremely powerful we're going to be when she is reincarnated. And we're getting a lot of gunfire in here. What do you mean my warriors are rallying? Why? Oh, because they're taking some small amount of artillery fire. Okay, well this is going terribly for them. Hate the fact that they have so many catapults that they can be firing catapults at all of my forces everywhere all the time. On, shred those Necropolis Knights. Okay, yeah, this... They've lost the city center now. In fact, I think that was maybe it. Yeah, they just broke. Yeah, so, like, any attempt to fight through the gates, no matter how overwhelmingly powerful you are, is going to run into this slogging problem. It is always a shame. But, with that, Khemri is ours, and I don't think we lost many units, actually. No, we had 2 lords go down. I guess it's kind of funny that in the grand climactic battle, the only lord who doesn't die is Burke Black. You did it, man. You survived one. Congratulations. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think, barring any incredibly powerful counterattack, we are going to win the game when our next turn begins, because we're going to be at enough sirens then. Let's keep an eye on that incredibly powerful counterattack possibility here. I mean, we could, Burke Black's army is still in pretty good shape, I think. Yeah. And he still has movement. He's not the one occupying the city. I don't know. Who wants to... And a good eye. You can hold the army for a moment. Victory! In a world of chaos, a time of heroes. Oh, I guess we did have 20. Wait, did I start that recruitment last turn? Victory! Anyway, in a world of chaos, a time of heroes, an age of war. You have overcome every challenge laid before you, faced down every foe bent upon your destruction. This strange and dangerous realm, riven with battle, bloodshed, and slaughter, twisted beyond sanity by the warping power of chaos, has seen the foundering of many a mighty empire. Yet yours remains triumphant and unconquered, victorious in defiance of all. That's true, we were not even a little bit conquered repeatedly. Yet your empire is not bound by borders. Yours spans the seas of the world. You top a hierarchy of infamy and power. Your strength makes all those who traverse your waves tremble in fear. Also, O'Bones McDonald is dead. And Black Sail, that's a pretty good name. And Black Sail on deck. So hey, yeah, this thing. We did it. We finally did it. I do not have all day to sit here and watch this tick through. Let's just fast forward that a little bit. And we had some time in that jungle. Hold on a second. Here's something I want to see. So around here... Oh, this is not the whole map. Okay. Where did we first actually start pushing into the jungle? It was after we took Ulthuan, which happened around turn 119-ish. Okay, I saw that flip to pestilence and then flip back. So somewhere around here we were in the jungle. How long did it take till we actually completed that continent? It was almost 100 turns of fighting Skaven in that damn jungle. Ugh, that was definitely the worst part of it. But we're gonna continue campaign here. Hold on a second. Glory to us.
They'll have their chance.
The war will go on, ever on, for that is the nature of this turbulent world. Yeah, that does seem to be the case. So, let's, hold on here. I want to see something. It has been the case in the other campaigns that I have done that there was a little bit of prologue text, a little bit of epilogue text, rather. I'm kind of curious if there will be again. I probably will stop recording here. Oh, they ran over a river. We actually can't run over there and stomp on them. Well, whatever. We can just hang out here. And Blacksail, sadly, cannot easily recruit more Syrenes or anything good. Yeah, I guess I did. I started recruiting those Syrenes last turn because I was thinking ahead, right?
Admiral.
Yep, I was totally thinking ahead. And Manfred von Karstein has a real hunger for our man Rich Not Here. That seems like a fine note to end on. That's what I think of you, von Karstein. Hey, we did it! Hey, we did it. So I'm debating now whether I even want to press end turn here and go after that epilogue text. The fact is, it's never been very interesting or satisfying. I think I'm just going to call it right here. I've worked hard enough, right? That is going to be it for us for today and for this series. 2 hours and 44 minutes of non-stop climactic battling. And here we are. We've done it. That is... I just said this thing. Hold on. Where am I in my outro? Thank you all so much for watching, I guess is where I am. This was fun. A lot of it. Most of it. I would say 70% easily. It was a lot longer than I expected. So there's probably not going to be any more Total War Warhammer content until the Skaven and Lizardman pack that's supposed to come out sometime in the next couple of months. I guess so. Look forward to that. And until then, we're doing lots of other stuff on the channel. Hopefully you can enjoy some of that stuff. So come back next time for more things. And we'll see you then.